The Incredible Hulk will not be presented this evening.
All right, everybody, welcome back. It is Monday. The time is 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, in case you didn't know. Krell Bar is a circle. Oh, there he is. I was going to say he's a circle. Anyways, today we have Krell Bar is here. Krell Bar, hello.
How's it going?
Dane is also here from Zim's Guitars. Dane, welcome.
Thank you so much for having me.
As always, Joe will be here shortly. There were some other invites for the show. I just don't know if they're going to respond or come on. We don't know yet. So just first few items up for bid. Yesterday, I did a cigar talk. And hey now, Jan. And I actually I went over a lot more stuff than I thought I did. It went 2.5 hours. And I talked. If you guys haven't caught it, I would recommend it because I do go into some music theory stuff that when I went back and listened to it because I was like, what was I even talking about? It actually is pretty informative for you. I think you guys would enjoy it, and I was on point. I was on a roll. I don't know what was going on. It must have been the wait. What did I smoke yesterday? A kintsugi. That's what it is. The kintsugi from Alec and Bradley, and then I followed it up with a La Gloria Cubana Serie R. Anyways, if anyone wants to know, today I had a Camacho Nicaragua, and I thought that was a fantastic cigar. A little bit strong. I bet you it would have been strong for you, Krell, because it was a one and done type cigar. Like I knew if I smoked another thing, it would have given me a headache. But it's a good flavor and it was a great cigar.
Yeah, I'm starting to experiment with those.
If anybody has any questions who watched last night's show, I will answer them as best that I can. I also talked a little bit about working out and diet, and I went into a couple of different rants yesterday. And today we're going to discuss all the new kinds of things. Like, Zim, what is your guitar of the day that you're selling? Anything that you really just want to clear out of here that you think people should get a...
That's what I would call a boat anchor. What kind of boat anchors do you have in the store today?
Right.
And stuff that I've had for a long time.
No, but what about stuff you've had for a while that you think should move? Because it should be in somebody's home. It should be somebody's baby.
Gotta be.
That reminds me of a song.
Yeah.
Just to look at that guitar sitting on the wall at Zim's. It's gotta be somebody's baby.
Yeah. It's hanging in the bullpen.
It's in tune. It's gonna be somebody's guitar tonight. Gonna play it right. Oh, great song.
Let me go grab it. You guys might be able to help me with this one.
All right.
Okay, now we got to play the background music.
Are you really 19? We're all reminded of Ron Johnson, the stereo salesman in the dugout with one. What the hell was her first name? I know it's the last name's Hamilton. Hey, Dwight Bailey. Stacey Hamilton. Thank you. Dwight Bailey, welcome. Hannah Baum, welcome. Well, just to look at that girl.
Okay.
All right,
So
that's a nice guitar.
Guitar needs a home.
Is that a guild?
So, okay, the headstock, super long,
Yeah.
right? Made in Japan,
Okay.
hollow. It does have a little block in here, but these big giant pickups, right? And again, I think it's hollow. I had the pickups out. It's a big giant cavity in here.
How's it sound?
Bolt on neck. I just put strings on it this morning.
Now, are those funny looking single coils or are those humbuckers? I know that sometimes, sometimes they make single coils that look like that too.
They're humbuckers underneath a big giant, bigger than any other guitar cover, pickup cover that I have. And one thing that's unique about it is, let me get really close. You know what? I think I can do this. Okay, look at these saddles. Okay, come on now. I can do this. Those saddles,
they're nylon.
They're nylon, and they're
not
also
even
have a second groove in
offset.
each one for like a possible 12 string. Oh, come on. Hold steady.
Oh, yeah,
hold
yeah.
steady.
Yeah, double notched.
Yeah, there's double notches in the saddles.
Interesting.
And
Now, do we know what brand that is?
and I have no idea what brand this
Joe,
is.
you good?
Yeah.
And it's got this big, long paddle, giant headstock. So this thing could have been one of those guitars that could have been out of the factory, 6-string or 12-string conversion, either one. Because there's
Right.
room on here.
Yeah, for sure.
It's more tuners on it.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
No name. I have no idea what it is.
And what are you selling that exquisite piece of wood and steel for?
This awesome guitar I have right now at $250.
Wow. All right.
If it's made in Japan, I mean, it's like it's going to be good.
No, but I was saying yesterday, when somebody was asking me about basses and scale lengths, and I'm like, it doesn't matter what instrument you play. If you connect with an instrument and that instrument is what floats your boat, you're going to make it sound good.
Mm-hmm.
It's got a real thin neck.
Yeah.
So it's kind of a 60s shredder neck, kind of, for one of these old Japanese things. And the bridge piece, though, is narrow this direction. So I couldn't just get like a Gibson or an Epiphone tailpiece and stick right on there.
No, because,
also
it's because it's also in metric.
Couldn't do it.
You have to go to an overseas manufacturer or somebody that makes metric.
Yeah. Because I thought about converting it to a 12-string just for fun.
Yeah.
And then after a while, without the parts laying around, I gave up and just put it together. But what's funny about this guitar is probably about 3 years ago, a customer of mine, a good customer, sold it to me. It sat around my store. Excuse me. It sat around my store for about a year or so, and I finally sold it. And then another customer of mine brought it back in and said, "Hey, I found this thing in a pawn shop."
Damn.
And then he goes, "Well, will you buy it from me?" And I'm like, "Dude, I used to have this guitar. I don't really want it back." He goes, "Come on, buddy. How about $100?" And I said, $100. Okay, fine. I can't turn it down at $100. So I gave $100 again for it. And I just did a bunch of work and another restring on it, a video on it that I was working on this morning. So it definitely, it's one of those misfit guitars that just can't find a home. So it's been at my shop. Then somebody bought it and took it to a pawn shop. And then somebody bought it from the pawn shop and brought it back to me.
Wow.
Jan says he's never bought a guitar for $250.
Well, today could be that day.
I think it might have been a Vox. The first guy that brought it in said he thought it was made by Vox.
That headstock doesn't look like a Vox.
No, Vox
that
had
looks more
guitars
like a
out.
Guild.
They had guitars out in 2010. They had a line of guitars.
Vox didn't make them in the 1970s in Japan either, did they?
Not that I know of. What about the old Vox without the teardrop looking thing that they used to have?
Oh yeah,
The one that Brian Jones.
that's right.
Well, the guy Dave Wakeling played it.
So did Greg.
I think
Kinn.
Tom Petty had it.
Yeah, Greg Kinn too.
Hey, JT, welcome. Hold the line for a sec. Yeah, I mean, it doesn't matter, like if you dig it, you dig it. So somebody could play that. Obviously, on the internet, no one's going to sit there and know how it feels. But I mean, for $250, it's worth a shot to take it. You don't like it, refret it. You can do all kinds of fun stuff with it. Looks like a nice playing instrument.
It's got pretty tiny, little, narrow, small.
Yeah, that's the problem. For me, guitars are tough because I like jumbo frets and I also like stainless steel frets.
You would have to refret this. And then again, the block inlays, it takes it to the 15th fret, and then you have no more blocks in here, which is a little strange.
Yeah, no, that's there's some companies that do that.
Can I see that headstock again, close up?
Yes, you can.
So yesterday I was talking about the Wilkinson Bridge. Do you guys remember the Wilkinson? It's like a V1000 CV convertible. When the bar was in the down position, it locked the bridge in place. And then when you pulled the bar up, like to use it, you could pull up or pull down. It was floating.
Okay, I didn't realize Wilkinson did that.
Well, they got sued for it by Gibson and had to stop it. But it was a really cool bridge. I made a point of telling people about this. If anyone watched JT was there and maybe some other people. I talked about it on my live thing yesterday. And what I didn't tell you was the story of the guitar that my buddy had that I used it. So I went to the Guitar and Amp show in Los Angeles. I used to go every year. And it's at a hotel at the Van Nuys Airport. And Andy Fuchs had a booth. You go into one of the hotel rooms and Andy Fuchs is all set up. And so I went in there and I'm friends with Andy and friends with his friend Paul Marr. And Paul was like, Dave, why don't you got to check out this amp and this delay. I said, okay. So he's like, here, use my guitar. Now his guitar was like this coral colored Strat, but it wasn't a Fender. It was some off brand, but it was really nice. And it had that Wilkinson tremolo on it, which I thought was fantastic. And I said to Paul, Paul, who did your frets? This is like the best frets I've ever played. He goes, I don't remember. I'm like, how do you not remember? The fucking things look like they're brand new. He's like, I don't remember. I got it done 11 years ago. I said, these frets are 11 years old. He goes, hey, look, there you go. He's like, they're stainless steel. And folks, that is why I only use stainless steel frets on my guitars.
Fuchs.
Yeah, Andy Fuchs. Now, I had Andy on this show once. A different show, but.
I'm trying to do a search on that guitar.
What the
Which
one? Dane's guitar there.
Oh.
I see something that's similar. I saw a Matsumoto, but I don't think that's it. But it looked a lot like I see an Estrada that kind of looks like it.
Well, his is it's. I don't know the way the headstock looks like that inlay was put in after. Looks something shoddy with that inlay, but I will say this: if you want to see the guitar that I'm talking about with that Wilkinson trem, it might still be on Andy Fuchs's website. There's a clip of he used to have a clip of me playing at that show on his website. I don't believe he took it down. So if you go to Andy Fuchs's website, you'll see that guitar I'm talking about with the frets and that Wilkinson VS. The V1000 CV. Yeah. So there's that. Andy Fuchs makes great stuff. Yeah, he's great. It's great. If I could afford the OD2, that would be an amp I would play. Looks like Krellbaum might have a new guitar behind him.
Actually, 2004. That's actually a Korean made. You ever hear of the Dragonfire pickups and stuff? TNT guitars out in Klamath Falls in Oregon.
That green one or blue? What color is that?
It's like a turquoise quilt. I'll go grab it in a second. The Dragonfire pickups. They used to make guitars too, and they were made in Korea, and they were dirt cheap. I think that was like $249 brand new, and it's not bad for what it is. I picked up in 2004. I think I showed it one time before, but
if anyone is interested in Dane's guitar, it's going for $250 plus $400 shipping, and he will he will send it to wherever you want.
Yeah,
and then there's the handling fee and shipping and handling.
It doesn't include the handling. That's what I was just asking.
You know what's funny? So I was going to order some cigars, and they told me. So what I did was I put it in the shopping cart, and then I left it alone. I'm like, I'm not sure if I want to do it. A day later, they send me a coupon. They say, we see you have something sitting in your cart. Can we entice you with an extra 15% off? Yes. So I put the 15% off on it, and now the price is more. And I see that they added shipping when it was free the other way. So I messaged their customer service, and I said, what kind of scam are you guys pulling? Where you guys are sending me this free shipping, and because it's over the threshold of the price of your free shipping, then you give me the discount to sweeten the deal. But I lose the shipping, and so now the shipping takes it over what I was going to initially pay for it.
Yeah, you know who does that? Car dealers do that. It's like, this percentage financing. No, my credit's good. I'll do 0% finance. Okay, we'll do 0% financing, but we're changing the sale price now. I go, the hell you are.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell are you trying to pull? Anyways.
Well, needless to say, I told them to stuff it. And then I ordered it on a site where I could get the free shipping and got it at a better price anyways.
Yeah, and so it's like a turquoise quilt.
Oh, that's a nice looking guitar. Oh, send that to Joe. You don't need it. To see what Joe's reaction would be like. Joe goes, okay, I got a free guitar.
And you know something? I know what it is with the frets. They're not stainless, but I mean, like whatever material they are.
Wait, what the fuck is going on at Joe's? I see looks like a natural Strat on the wall to the right. I looking like an SG on the wall straight back. Where are we, Joe?
It's the same room. I had to move the work setup.
It's black on
It was
back.
killing me.
Oh, all right. Where's the other stuff?
So what's behind that is where I used to sit, but I was.
Oh, I see.
And I'm there 9 fucking hours a day. I couldn't do it.
Right.
So this opens up the whole room.
Right.
I got hangers, so I'll probably start hanging some more guitars over there.
And what is that guitar, that natural Strat? Have we seen that?
Yeah, that's my made in Mexico.
I remember seeing that.
2000 made in Mexico.
Oh, I don't know if I've ever seen it either.
That's the one that needs new pickups.
Ole.
All right.
Just get a pre-wired pick guard. Just drop it in.
He says that, but I think it's the more expensive way to go.
Yeah,
it is. But the thing is you don't have the wiring difficulties. You know, as much as I do wiring, every now and then you get this ground problem that you can't friggin' figure out. And it's like buzz. I got to pull it up again and resolder everything.
And don't you work with, isn't wiring your thing?
Yeah, I've done quite a bit.
Yeah, that's the guy I won't go to. The guy whose wiring is his thing, and he's like, buy the pre-wired.
I know how to do it, but I mean, the gremlins get in there, and it just.
Yeah, pickups to me, that's the more important part of a guitar. Those Mexican Strats play fine. You know what I mean? You get some good pickups in there, and that thing will scream.
It has shitty pickups.
Yeah.
Yeah, those 2000s, they had, they're ceramics, and they're actually.
And the Mexicans?
Yeah. Those are ceramic pickups in his, and I think they were lower output pickups, but I had the 2002 one that I Gilmoreized, whatever. The stock pickups on that I liked. They were actually pretty mellow sounding.
Oh, okay. Yeah, they were usually there's a little corner over there.
My 7-string Schecter.
Yeah.
The bass a friend gave me. It's just one of those. They came with an amp. It's my favorite bass. The Squier Strat sounds 10 times better and more like a Strat than the Made in Mexico Strat.
Those Chinese pickups are pretty good, or Indonesian, wherever they're wiring them.
Then you got all my stuff in the cases. You got my Gibson V, Sarah Von Doom, my Les Paul copy, pre-lawsuit.
Oh, yeah.
The Electro Mega that I'm named after is an old acoustic. There's another a 7-string with a Floyd. Fucking Floyds, I'll never do it again. And that's my 335 copy from Aria.
Oh, nice. I like the Aria guitars. JT says, have any of you tried a Pedal Pal FX Marshall emulator? I have not.
No, I've never heard of it.
I have to tell you, I'm not a huge Marshall fan, regardless of the 3 Marshalls behind me. No, I always feel like they need help. I mean, sure, they sound great with a Boss ST1 in front of them. But there's something about a Marshall tone. I mean, I like it, but I don't know. I'm not chasing that tone in pedals, I have to say.
I like some Marshall tones. It's just that every amp has a different sound with them. It's like
I guess, I mean, you know what a great Marshall sound is clearly the 2203, that Judas Priest British Steel, that Michael Schenker MSG, that probably Whitesnake slided in.
Yeah,
my friend had the Aria Pro 2s. Yeah, Jan. Those were like
my friend had the dual channel 100-watt head. Now which JCM 800 is that? The 2204?
100-watt, 2210.
2210. He had that one back in day, and it sounded like a ton of bricks. I love the sound of that. Then he had someone modify it, and it turned into dry mess.
Everybody, was it Lee Jackson?
No, it was a local guy in Pawtucket.
No, Lee Jackson used to go around and tour and go to shops and mod. And I had a friend of mine who had a 2210, and Lee Jackson modded it. And one day we did an amp shootout at a rehearsal studio. I brought my original, I had the dual rectifier, the version 1. My buddy bought a JCM 950 watt, which was called the 2500, the JCM 2500. And then my buddy brought his 2210 modified by Lee Jackson. That Lee Jackson modded Marshall was the worst sounding piece of shit. It was horrible. I said I thought my PV Bandit at home sounded better. But that JCM 2500, which I have right here in the 2501 on the floor, that's a fucking great sounding amp. The 2501, the 2501, the 2500, the 20 what the hell is it? What the hell's that model called? Not the 2500, but the 2100 and the 2101. No, the 2100. Those are basically 2203s with a knob that you can actually add a clipping diode in. Oh, and also the SL, what is it called? The SLX. But the SLX, I don't even use that thing anyway, so that extra tube, you could pull it out and don't even need it. But yeah, so Mark III, 2100. Yeah, that's I have the 23. I have the 2100 on top. I have the DSL 100, DSL 50 on the bottom, and then I have a Marshall 2501. Then I have the single rectifier, the dual rectifier, and the crank. Roland Jazz Chorus. And then my other amps are out of the room. Well, I have all these little practice amps over here and here, but they're all...
You got to crank up the rectum fryer.
Yeah.
Rectifier is a great sounding amp.
Can I ask why you have all those amps still? Do you ever think of getting rid of the Marshalls, selling them, or?
No, I don't need the money right now for it. And
Yeah,
if somebody would
I
offer
know.
me crazy, if somebody offered me crazy money for it, I would say okay. But they're only going to go up in value.
Well, I know they're probably up right now just because everything's expensive.
Yeah. But the Rectifier and I have done so many shows together that stays with me.
Yeah, I was sort of
the
figured
Hot
that.
Rod Deluxe downstairs, that stays with me. The 2100, why get rid of it? Oh, look at that. Crank. He was a
Tony
local guy
Crank.
for you guys, right? They were made, what was his name? Tony Crank?
Tony Crank works 2 miles up the street from here. And his
Wow.
company went out of business in 2014. And there's a guy that worked with Tony for 12 years. His name's Patrick. And he was able to buy all the overstocked stuff. So they ended up with 2 pallets of all the parts to build these crank. What would you call this one? This is the crank, the Distortion Maximus. So a friend of mine that comes into the store, he ended up buying all this old pallets full of these parts, and then he put them all together. So this is brand new, old stock. Tony
Wow.
Crank distortion pedals. And I'm on, if you go on Reverb and look one up, they're maybe 150, 160 bucks. And the knobs are different on the old ones. They were round chrome knobs.
Right.
Where these are a more, it's
I like
something
these
that
better.
Patrick was able to dig up. But I've had 13 of these made so far.
How are they selling?
They're selling, I probably did, because going on Johnny Bean's channel, once in a while, I'd go on there and I'd talk about this and I'd give guys a smoking deal. So my cost on each one of these pedals was something like $57 a piece or $60 a piece.
Wow.
I would sell them for $100 a piece. To anybody in the chat, all you got to do is call me tomorrow during regular business hours and I will ship it to you. Comes with the box. And
Yeah.
again,
Now let me see.
and
What
this-
can we see? Look, I'm putting you on the main screen so we can see that up close. Hold on one sec.
Okay.
Here we go. Let's see what this says. It says,
So-
hold it up at an angle because the knobs are covering the words. Be a little. No. Hold it. And there you go.
There we go.
So we got
Discharge.
treble,
Oh,
mid-range,
mid-range.
bass, master, and gain. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So you got a
So
3-band EQ.
apparently, from what I heard, and I actually did an interview.
Hold on. What, that looks like a USB port in the back.
No,
Oh, it's just the
just
power.
volume, power. Yeah. But I actually did an interview with the guy that built these on my channel, and if you wanted to go back and watch that, you can. But I will sell these if you call me during normal business hours tomorrow or whenever you happen to watch this video. I will ship one to you for $100 and let's say $10 worth of shipping. So 110
All right.
bucks. Give me a call, and I have them again. They're brand new.
All right. I might have
And
to order
I
one.
am the only person in the world with brand new products from Crank Amplification because, again, they went out of business in 2014.
Yeah.
But I know a guy that bought all the unused parts, and he's
And I
still
think Tony
building it.
Crank was somewhat unsung. I thought the Revolution amps were fantastic.
Tony,
the
Tony was
Frankensteins,
a
I
better
think.
amp builder than a businessman. And
Yes.
even bands like Dimebag was jumping on board.
Well,
And
he played the
even a band like
Frankenstein.
Fallout Boy toured with all Crank amps on stage. And you know, I don't want to talk shit, but Tony wasn't enough of a businessman to profit on that.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? He was a guy that worked on amps and loved to mod stuff. In the old days, he would take old soft tech amplifiers and he would make, you know, Crank amps out of those. And he
I
was
thought
more
the
of,
Crank
he liked to do that.
the Revolution 1 and the Revolution 1 Plus, which is what I have here, the Revolution 1 Plus, I would put those amps up with any amp on the market. With the Mesa, I'd put those amps up. Oh, we got a 5 away. I'd put those up with Mesa. I'd put those up against Marshalls. They sound fucking fantastic. I was blown away when I heard the Revolution for the first time.
This pedal is Tony's version. This pedal is Tony's version of the Brown sound. He was trying to get Eddie's tone. And honestly, what I think there's 2 pedals built into this one, and I think they're both Electro Harmonix pedals. And one was the Screaming Tree, and one was some sort of a boost or something. But I think there's 2 Electro Harmonix circuits put into this one pedal, and that's more or less how Tony ended up getting this pedal.
Yeah.
Together.
Well, what I thought hurt Tony the most was, and people might think I'm crazy for saying this, was the Frankenstein, which was the Dimebag Darrell amp. Because it's one of the tube amps that Dimebag Darrell played, because that was a tube amp. The problem was it had so many clipping diodes in it. That thing sounded like a bumblebee through a bumblebee. It sounded like a bumblebee through a blown speaker.
A swarm of bees.
It does.
It was horrendous.
The average guy that comes in and plugs this thing into a Little Blues Junior or something and tests it out, they're like, oh, it's just too much.
Yeah.
This amp or this pedal needs to be plugged into a Marshall or something on a big stage next to a loud freaking drummer beating the shit out of his drums, where you can crank this thing up and actually let it start to work.
But sometimes some of these guys make these pedals too hot. You know, Andy Fuchs used to have, I don't know if he still makes them, but he has a company other than Fuchs Amplification is Plush Pedals. And there was a Plush pedal called the Noxious pedal. And it was an overdrive. I bought it from him. And literally, I would have the gain barely on. And I'm like, oh, it's just a little too much. I got to get rid of the pedal. I was like, I got to get rid of this.
It's over the top.
Yeah, it's just, and that's too bad, because I think that's what hurt Tony, that people weren't taking it seriously. It's a little kid amp that wants super distortion and all that. And meanwhile, the Revolution and the Revolution 1 Plus, and then he also had a micro head, they all sounded fucking great, and nobody was talking about them. Ricky Compton said he tried a Revolution 1 Plus, and he should have bought it when he tried it. I saw this on Craigslist, and I went to the guy's house, played it, and I was like, sold. Fucking great.
I just want to point out, I put a link to Zim's video on this pedal.
Oh, excellent.
In our chat twice.
So if you're looking for high gain guys, hey now, Ryan's here. Ryan, if you want to come on, let me know. Just message me on Facebook, because wait, did you message me on Facebook yet? I just remembered I shut my sound
you know
off.
What? Because
also, let me just take a second to welcome Jerry to the group. Jerry, welcome.
Jerry.
Hey, Jerry.
Hello. How was everyone?
Good, Jerry.
Tired.
Fantastic. Is it raining where you are?
It was.
It's fucking deluging where you are. I got some
Earlier
water.
it was.
I got some water in the basement. That's why I knew it rained a lot.
Well,
Oh,
I'm
really?
fortunate. I live on top of a hill.
Everything's up on, in the air down here, but it's still like, oh, geez.
I had water in my basement all day Friday. My boiler blew.
What, the heating system or the water heater?
The heating system.
Oh,
Yeah, the
my
tanks
God.
go. Yeah.
Oh.
So it was replaced today. It's back up and running, but I was on cold showers all weekend.
Yeah, I've been on cold showers for over 3 years now. It's beautiful in the winter.
Oh, well, let me tell you what I had to do. I go into the bathroom, and I'm like, meanwhile, I have central air. I'm like, I have to pretend for a few minutes that it's 100 degrees in the bathroom, because it's not. I'm like, oh, it's hot. It's hot. I got to get in the cold water. And then I get in the cold water, and I shriek like a little girl. Ah! It's fucking brutal, dude. It's brutal.
We don't have cold water here in Phoenix. You
No,
turn
well,
the
you're
cold
lucky.
water on in the tap, And it's coming out at like 98 degrees or something.
Yeah, through the pipes.
Lukewarm. Nice.
So that was my weekend of cold water.
Well,
There's
you
been summers I've turned
in the
my
deep
water heater
winter.
off.
What is it?
showering at the gym.
No, I didn't shower at the gym. Next thing you know,
It's
you're
all-
pinned to a sophomore
It's all
named Chip.
drains. It's all pipes.
Yeah.
Oh, that was
There
like
has
George taking a
been-
piss at the gym.
George taking a piss.
There's been a couple of
It's all
summers.
pipes.
He didn't wipe
Don't-
that machine down. That's against
Don't like
gym
public-
rules.
Don't like public showers. They catch athletes' foot and stuff like that. No. I used to wear flip flops when I used to shower at the gym there.
Yeah,
High school.
There's been summers here in Phoenix where I have purposely, during the summer, I will turn the circuit breaker off to my water heater, and I can save $10 or $15 a month by not heating water because you don't need hot water here in
Right.
the summer.
No.
And I can save $10 a month by doing that.
smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
save
so
that much by
anyways.
switching to Geico too.
15%.
So, Jerry, you missed a good show on Wednesday down in Plymouth.
Yeah, well,
Rich Dooley's
yeah,
hanging
man.
out, Tim Thomas.
I,
Rich Dooley played.
yeah, I just couldn't make it. Wasn't it early? Well, 6:30?
Yeah, 6:30.
Yeah, not a good day for me to.
Yeah. Well, I
Yeah.
figured you were working.
Absolutely, but it looked like a whole lot of fun. It also looked like a whole lot of people, like, you know.
Everyone, yeah, it was packed. It was really busy. And
Was
you know, I
anybody
saw
outside that
Derek
was
Naven was there.
You
And
seem
a
to be
lot of-
running into him quite a bit. Have
Everywhere.
have you considered having him as a guest?
Who was that? Naven Johnson?
No,
Oh.
Derek Naven. He's a guitar playing.
Now that you bring it up,
These hands.
hey Janice Lala, now that you bring it up, I didn't see Derek today in the gym. What was today? Monday?
Yeah, today's
Yep.
Monday. Is he usually there?
He's. I'm trying to think if I was there when he's there. I
Dude.
get there at. He's always there 12 to 1. I got
Well,
there today
he's
at
got a-
11:30. No, 11. I was there till 12:30. So I was there to 1 actually.
He's going to be pretty dedicated because he looks pretty good. You know what I mean?
Yeah, he's losing weight. He quit drinking.
Okay,
He's almost at a year,
good for him.
and he's really focusing on like music theory and stuff. I talk to him all the time in the gym, and he's like very happy about it. Like he's like, oh, you know what? Now I can focus and I can think, and he's
Oh.
like he's a very positive dude right now, which is
That's good.
I wish.
I
always
always
the
thought he
best.
was a good guy. I didn't know he was
Oh,
boozing, like that bad. He never seemed
oh yeah,
to,
he said he was daily,
Oh, okay.
but he quit. It's over 300. He's like 320 something days.
Yeah, he's the nicest guy.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
he was there, and I saw Bean at the show.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
How now did Dooley replace everybody? Like the band he had 2 years ago? It's like all different.
One of the drummers is the same,
Okay. Oh, there's two drummers.
and it basically.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Basically.
you're stronger for it.
Oh yeah, they're a better
I'll tell you,
band now.
these guys, the pictures I saw, they're all desperados, They look the fucking pot. They look,
Well, everybody seems to be shopping at the Ronnie Van Zant store.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Get me that hat.
You know this. You know the hat Ronnie Van Zant wore. 4 guys in this band are wearing that hat.
Oh, yeah.
I felt like Stacy Hamilton in the audience going, there are 4 guys in this band that look like Pat Benatar. I mean, Ronnie Van Zant.
Well, you remember
No,
that
it's-
trend in the 80s too, where all the guitar players were wearing that friggin' stupid hat too. It wasn't really the Ronnie Van Zant one, but like Richie Sambora and Mark Kendall from Great White. I think
Like a
Sambora
hat.
was the first one to. Yeah.
Shirley MacLaine would have wore in the 70s.
Yeah.
Something fucking stupid like that.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, but anyways, Rich's band was great. They were great. I had a problem with the sound; they weren't mixed well, and that I was giving one of the sound guys shit, and then he was like, "Well, it's really not in my control." And I'm like, "Well, what happened at sound check? Like, if you were a sound guy, now has anyone here ever done sound? You're a sound guy, and some band starts playing, and they're doing a warm up, and you say, "Hey, listen." I'm getting too many mids from you in the bass. Can you pull it off your amp? You wouldn't, because if you've already EQ'd it out and you're still hearing it, you got to tell them to get it out of the amp.
Oh, yeah.
This guy did not.
And, especially with the stage volume, too, where it's like the stage volume's so loud. It's like, look, I've got the fucking board off and I've got no control over you right now.
Well, that could be Richie. Richie likes to play loud. And what
that's not the hat, though. Hold on. Let me find the Ronnie Van Zant hat for
Dave.
Yeah.
What did Richie use for an amp?
Richie got a brand new, and if his wife's watching, I won't say it's new. It's not new. He's had it. You just didn't know it was there.
Oh, it was like, yeah. I know the one. Yeah.
It is a little Walter.
Oh,
no, he got it this week.
Oh.
He got it this week. It's brand new. I think he's had it for like 2 or 3 days. Hold on. I'm looking for this Ronnie Van Zant hat that
I found the great article. How much is Ronnie Van Zant's hat worth? Guy tries selling it to a pawn shop.
Oh, really?
I want the 25 grand.
Oh, you know what? It's really not Ronnie Van Zant's hat then. Is this Johnny Van Zant? Whose hat is this? All right, I'm going to send you.
I sent you Ronnie Van Zant.
Right. Let me show you the one I'm talking. The hat, the actual hat.
I would only pay $10,000 for a smelly old hat, just so you know.
So it's in the private, and I'll put it in the public chat. It's this hat. That's the hat in the public chat.
There's a tree branch in it. It must be authentic.
Oh, yeah, the buckle hat.
Yes, the buckle hat. Yeah. Every guy in the band except for Rich had the buckle hat. But like I said,
could get away with that, but not more than one guy could wear that hat.
Bass player, singer.
No.
Bass player from Poison used to wear a hat.
What is it?
The bass player from Poison used to wear that stupid hat too.
That would be like if everyone in Kiss dressed as Gene. They all had to be different.
Bobby Doll.
You can't have 3 demons up there.
Yeah, that was his name. Yeah.
Yeah. And actually, I liked Rich's hat. Rich had like a cowboy hat, but it was like more like a rock hat. It was good. It didn't look like he was trying to be somebody. The other guys, it was all like, they all looked like, I was like, everyone's Ronnie Van Zant. These guys are in the wrong band. I'm like, you guys are an Allman Brothers tribute band, but you're all dressed like Skinhead. That's Johnny's hat. Yeah.
Why is Richie covering up his, like, out of all the dudes I know, the most fucking rocking his hair? He's got like the hair of like a 14-year-old kid.
He's,
he has not lost.
even with a hat?
That's what I'm saying. Like he hasn't lost a strand of hair.
That fucking Les Paul he played that night was fucking gorgeous.
Is that the one he's had for like 5 years?
Yeah, it's like the worn one. It's like a 59, but it's not Gibson. It's made by the private builder.
Yeah. Exceptional.
That's really nice.
That's the gentleman's cut neck.
You know what? I played that guitar and it's got a fucking big beefy neck. But the thing about it is, and it looks good when you play it, but when you see it on stage with all those guys, it's like, what the fuck guitar is that? It was nice.
Yeah. He has nice.
Yeah,
stuff.
Stevie Ray Vaughan. Oh, here we go. How much is Ronnie? Guy tries to sell it for 25,000.
He got 10 grand.
I'll take it.
Right.
I got it at Kmart. How do you substantiate that?
Here's your $10,000 fucking
it or something.
DNA test.
Oh, I suppose they can do that now.
White Snake releases remix of "Crying in the Rain."
Ricky, it's like a 58 neck though. It's a private maker and it made it special for him. But I think it's like a 59 or a 58. But I think it's a 59. But the neck feels like a 58.
The neck's big.
It's big. It's a beefy
It's
neck.
like a 56 neck, man. It's fucking big and round.
It's fat.
Yeah, it's nice.
It's fat.
It's refined, though.
Yeah.
It's good.
Nice frets on
Dude,
it.
he's a fucking big guy. His freaking Richie. His fucking hands are huge. So he can fill that up. And
he actually did a great job. He did a great job.
He does. He's very thorough.
But he was very meticulous. The other guy I thought was very good. His bends went sharp a lot, which was the only thing I can say that bothered me more than anything was, and he was hamming it up a little bit too much, but it was very sharp bends. And I was like,
oh yeah,
I don't like that. But yeah, it was good. He had a great show. And then I was back in Plymouth Saturday night. You would have enjoyed Saturday night. Just saying, you would have enjoyed Saturday night. It was a good crowd at Martini's.
SATURDAY.
That's all I'm saying.
Who to the cast
Sing
and
it.
crew in general?
I'm saying it to you, Jerry.
Oh, I see.
Who else has been to Martini's would know what the fuck I'm talking about? I'm saying you would have enjoyed Saturday's show.
Generally speaking, there is a lovely assortment of people there.
Yes.
Yeah. In last Saturday night
Was great. Great crowd.
Same old thing. Yeah. Some captain's hats.
No captain's hats.
No, they weren't putting that promo's on.
But Chrissy was waiting on some guy, and then she walked away, and she's mixing drinks, and she looks over, and the guy's like just vomiting all over himself.
Oh.
And then he didn't want to leave, and so Joe had to come over and deal with it. It was fucking ugly. That was the only. And he was like, "You guys overserved me." They're like, "We served you one drink, and you said you didn't have anything to drink when you came in." So it was just a mess. It was a mess.
Fault, I'm fucked up. Yeah.
Some shit bag. But we had a good crowd. I'll tell you what was funny. So I played with Danny Gallagher on Friday night. Great show, great time. People were calling off fucking requests, and we were coming up with it. We were playing them. Songs we never played before. And there was this one couple that they were like talking to me because I have the same last name. And so we were seeing if we knew anybody, if we had any relation or whatnot. And then they were like, you know what, we really like yacht rock. And I'm like, well, that's what I play tomorrow night. And they're like, oh, we're going to be in Plymouth. That's where I'm going to be. So they ended up coming to the gig, which was great. And they had a blast and really cool people. It was fun.
Wow.
We had a good time. Good times. But that was and then next Saturday, I have 2 gigs on Saturday. A day gig and a night gig. And other than that, all during the week, I'm getting pictures of Steve McGarrett.
Yeah. Holy shit.
Joe keeps sending me pictures of the most flamboyant clothes that Jack Lord wore.
Oh, Jack Lord was the man.
Yeah, but he
what was his real name? Someone find out his real name for me. There's no way in fucking hell somebody was born with the name Jack Lord. It's like the most ridiculous name. What's that guy's? I'm Jack Lord.
Well, yeah, but the real name, John
Joseph Patrick Ryan.
That's
John Jacob Ringelheimer Schmidt.
That's it.
Right. So his name was John Ryan.
It's the quadruple Irish name, basically. Yeah. John Joseph Patrick.
Certainly
Ryan.
looks it.
That sounds like 4 kids in an Irish household, and the mother's calling them John Joseph Patrick Ryan.
It's like calling someone. My name is John Steele. It's like the same type of thing.
But hold on, I went to school with Timmy Steele for real.
Yeah, but Timmy Steele is non-John Steele. It's Timmy Steele.
Jack Steele.
Jack Steele, even better. But Timmy Steele, come on. I went to school with Timmy Steele. Yeah, I can believe that, but I'm Jack Steele.
Max Power.
There's a fucking Jack Steele for real out there, Dave.
Oh, of course there is. I knew a John Steele.
Yeah, see?
I always made fun that it wasn't his real name, and he swore up and down it was. And I believed him. But there's no way in hell someone's on Hawaii 5-0 named Jack Lord, and that's his birth name. I'm not buying it. And I was right. His name's John Ryan.
Yeah, actually, He was born John Joseph Patrick Ryan. In World War II, Ryan first served in the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. He built bridges in what is now Iraq. He had done some of his schooling at the United States Merchant Marine Academy, and Ryan returned to the Merchant Marines in 1944. After leaving an African port, his ship was torpedoed by a German submarine. Ryan was stranded on a lifeboat at sea for 16 hours. He promised himself if he survived, he would change his life. After rescue, he changed his name to Jack Lord.
And I think everyone knows this. Tracy Lord's, that's where she got her name from. She used to love Jack Lord, so that's how she got her last name.
Why would everyone know that?
Where did she get her VD
why?
from?
Because I love Tracy. Huh?
God, I'm joking. I said, where did she get her VD from?
Ron Jeremy.
Tom Byron.
Unbelievable. Folks, we went south. We took the show to a level.
Oh, Ron Jeremy thing.
Seinfeld, Jack Lord, and we're about to talk about Peter.
She didn't even need to change her last name was Kuzma. I mean, that's a porn name if I ever heard it too. Kuzma.
Oh my goodness.
You know what? I saw, and I was just Googling something on the internet. And I stumbled upon this page called Pornhub. And there's a girl on it, and her name is Bess Breast.
Oh, that's
her
stupid name.
And I'm like, who fucking told you that name is a good porn name? And you were like, I'm Bess Breast.
It's really
They're running thin on names, I guess.
Well, Dave, is she?
No, but the point was,
I understand.
Point is, you remembered it.
just like
He has a point.
what was the little blonde that married Tito Ortiz? Not Tito Ortiz.
Oh, that's
Tito.
That's
Jenna Jameson.
Jenna Jameson.
Anna James.
She doesn't have a fucking ridiculous name. She changed her name, but she didn't change her name to fucking fuck Betty. You know what I mean? It's like Bess Breast. Like if you're gonna come up with a fake name, at what point do they sit there? I remember in the 80s, I was looking through a back of what might have been a Hustler magazine. And there was a girl, and it was a thing that said the girl's name was Heather Torso. I'm like, that's a fucking porn name, Heather Torso? Somebody please look up whatever happened to Heather Torso.
Challenge accepted.
Oh God!
I want to know what happened to her.
Dismembered. Also.
Are you sure there was one? Oh my god.
Yeah, I don't. Oh wait, Heather Torso transformation. That better not be her.
I don't
She's
know.
pretty hideous.
That,
She's a tranny.
Yeah. Well, I think this is another Heather Torso.
Yep, hold on, Ryan. I'm just let me see one thing here.
We're on that side of the internet right now.
so
All right.
I don't even see anyone with that name.
Hold on. Am I gonna have to do this myself?
Probably.
One star.
Heather Torso. Never heard.
Hey, man, how are you?
Good.
Old school. First thing that pops up. Old school 1999 Heather Torso porn scene.
Not for me. Well,
Oh.
I was looking for images.
Hold on. Let me see if this thing opens.
See Heather Torrance. Oh, okay. It was Heather Torrance and as Heather Torso.
Oh, is that her name?
Heather Torrance.
All right, I put it in the private chat, guys. I can't post this in the public chat.
Yeah, I don't even want it in the private chat. Oh,
And we want to welcome Ryan from the Midwest back onto the show.
How's it going, Ryan?
Everybody?
Hey, Ryan.
How you doing?
Long time no see, Krill.
Yeah, been very long. I heard you got some new guitars.
Did I?
No,
I think so.
no, I posted the ones
Just
he was
some
looking
trades.
at.
Oh, you did?
the ones
Yeah.
Yeah, because I said, which one do you guys like better?
What'd they vote for?
The white.
Really?
You bought the blue?
Well, I
He
think
bought
I
the
picked
blue.
Oh, that's nice.
Oh, that's nice.
That's
Actually, it
nice.
looks really nice. It looks
Oh,
better than the picture.
Custom shop.
It does look better than the picture.
Way better. And look at me, see that neck looks way better. So this
So
is what, a
This is
65?
a 63.
Six,
All right. All right. Can I see
sanded
the
neck.
nut area?
hold on. Can I see the headstock?
Yeah, the nut area.
Show us the Heather
Oh,
talk
okay.
area.
All right, good.
Yeah.
Good.
Okay,
Beautiful.
63.
That's nice. What's a closet classic? or something?
63 as denoted by the patent numbers underneath with synchronized tremolo.
It's also, I believe, late 63, if I'm not mistaken.
I think it's an early because 63s would have had 3 patent numbers rather than 2, which this one has 2 patent numbers.
But this
That's
one
what
has
my
the
theory.
screw. This one has the moved screw, which I thought was moved mid 63.
Yeah, it does.
Where was that?
Yeah, it's got the modern
Oh,
pick
that
guard holes. Yeah.
dude.
That's why
I
I
don't
said-
think there's a. I think it's late 64 or 64 that's got the move.
No, it's 63. 60, and also it is.
Well, my early 63 has the 62 placement. So
Yes.
you don't think it's a?
No, mid 63, it got moved.
Oh, all right. All right. I
It
thought
got
it was
moved
a year
mid-
later. I thought
No,
it was-
they never did anything by the year. It was always mid-year. And it was mid 63 they changed it. In 64, they went to the gold, they went to the transition logo.
also later then, mid 64.
Yeah. Well,
Sometime.
This one has
All right, I see
I
what
don't
you
even
mean.
think it was mid. I think it was like April, like mid, first quarter, right after the first quarter.
So there's some spaghetti logo 64s.
That'd be rare.
It would look like this guitar, right? Because of the placement of the pickguard screw.
Yeah, but yes, it would. Except it wouldn't have the. Yeah, so you could say it's late 63, early 64, but if they're selling it as a 63,
I get it.
yeah, and that could be because of the sticker on the headstock with 2 patent numbers. Rather
hold
than
on a second though. What year did they go? When did they get rid of the clay? That was in 63 also, mid 63, wasn't it?
No, it was earlier than
No,
that.
no, it's like June of 65.
No.
Wait,
What?
this clay
No,
dot.
it was earlier than that.
Yeah. Dave, this clay dot 65.
No, there is not.
There are.
No.
Really?
65 is when they went to the
Hold on. When did Fender stop clay dots?
65 is the thicker
Oh, hey,
black
Ryan.
logo.
Ryan, what about the dots on the 12th fret?
Okay, according to this, they were discontinued in 65.
That's
Dots
what I
on the
said.
12th fret are the narrow.
Oh, so that's the earlier 60. That's later, I mean. The
Yeah.
tighter spacing's later.
Actually,
Yeah,
now
so
this
it could be-
website, this Fender website says different. Hold on. I'm on a Fender site now. Hold on.
I have to say, I'm lost on this stuff. It's like, I'm not that much into.
Vintage Strat.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Trivia.
Okay, they say clay was used up till mid to late 64.
Yeah, I slightly disagree.
Um,
You know what they transitioned? It was like some of them had clay side and then pearl face, and then
Right.
the opposite. Well, I think that's more the case, but
well, they just
But his guitar is beautiful, and is they calling it Daphne blue or Sonic blue?
This is
that's Sonic.
This is Sonic, but it's
Okay.
even faded. It's even
Daphne's a
faded
little
Sonic.
darker, I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I like that it's like kind of very powdery, and
Yeah, I don't.
It's
It's
good
not.
look.
It's not picking it up real well, but it is.
Hold on, let me get you. Let me give you pole position. Hold on.
Journeyman
oh,
relic
nice,
there.
nice crazing.
Crackle.
That's cool. So this does have some sort of clay, right?
These are, I believe, these are actually the micarta dots.
Okay.
Oh, okay. Those are okay. That's right then.
I thought they quit doing clay in like late 60 or 61.
Yeah, I don't even think they were clay to begin with. That's like the old. I mean, we call them clay, but they're not
We
clay.
call them clay. I really like the finish, Ryan. I like the check-in crazing.
His mother named him Clay. I'm going to call him Clay.
That's right.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's definitely
That's cool. What's the weight on it? Or how do you feel it weighs?
7 pounds 6 ounces.
That's awesome, man. So it feels kind of light in your hands.
Yep, it's a cool Strat. It's got fat 60s hand wounds in it.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an A3 magnet in those pickups.
Okay.
And how do you like the way it plays good? And whatever happened to all your PRSs? Are those gone?
Yeah, I've just got the 2 custom shops now. I've got the Telly.
Let's see the Telly.
Oh yeah.
Oh, okay.
That was your wedding present.
Oh, the wedding one.
Yeah.
That's cool.
I like the half guard.
A year older.
This one is roasted. The other one's not. It's a typical maple, standard maple.
Nice.
Yeah. This one's neat though. It's got the mother of pearl dots. I mean, this one's a little more ornate.
Right.
Is that also a custom shop?
It is. Yeah.
Okay. Well, show us the headstock real quick. Oh, it's okay. It's burly. Nice.
Bird's eye maple.
Yeah, and then you said this is roasted.
It is.
So it has that honey look right off the get-go.
Yeah.
That's nice.
Yeah, and the neck is.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, it's flamed on back.
Cool.
Oh, it's like it's almost like flame bird's eye.
It is. Yeah.
It's like it's the combo.
Burl.
Yeah.
Burl lives.
Barrel figure.
Silver and gold.
So pretty. Oh, and has it got like fucking tortoiseshell binding?
Tort binding.
Yeah.
And tort knobs.
The
tort binding, and then it's got a rope purfling on it.
Oh, dude, that's fucking dope.
Mm.
Are you a cowboy at heart, Ryan? You like that kind of shit?
You know what you need with that guitar?
A belt buckle?
No.
What?
You need the Ronnie Van Zant hat. I thought we made ourselves clear on this show. Everyone needs the Ronnie Van Zant hat.
Yeah, somebody was asking about the Strat. Both of these guitars have 6105 frets.
The tall wire.
I've decided that's my
tall
favorite.
narrow.
I've decided tall narrow is my favorite. The 6100s are just a hair too much.
I like 6000s.
What is that, jumbo, Dave?
That's bass frets.
Bass frets, and that's what Warmoth uses and calls it 6100s.
Oh, really?
They're really 6000s. Oh, what is that neck? Hold on, Jerry.
This is the neck I showed you guys.
Oh, okay, but now you got it taped off. Looks like it would just seal the top.
I got 17 coats of lacquer on it, and and there's a nut. You know,
nice.
I haven't done the slots yet, but I have a little template for that, so that's easy.
Yeah.
But this is as we discussed, that is the Music Craft Stratocaster headstock.
Yeah, it's a little off.
What do you think's off about it?
Isn't it?
No, I think it's like 1960. I mean, 54.
Let's take a look. Let's take a look at Ryan's headstock.
Okay.
Whip it out.
Whip it out.
Excuse me while I whip this.
Okay, now hold yours up.
Hold on. How can we make this work?
Yeah, see, yours is different. Yours comes more to a point in the back, and it comes down lower.
What I see.
Look, put it the other way, so we'll look at apples to apples.
Yeah.
Does anyone else see that, or is it me?
The scoop is harder on the bottom side of the neck, where you're on the bottom. Yeah, right. No, not that scoop.
Yep. That's deeper.
No, the other scoop.
Well, what I'm seeing is this.
And the other scoop is deeper. You're absolutely right. Both scoops are deeper.
Guys, the radius is tighter here. Like that's a sharp.
Yeah.
Like that's on Ryan's. It's a little smoother.
Yep.
It's way tighter. This looks more scooped out, right?
Yeah.
There's more of a zigzag here too.
And yours comes more to a point.
What do you have on the back as far as the transition from the neck to the headstock?
See how
Oh
that
yeah,
goes?
yours is a little smoother there, I think.
Well, Ryan, this is not quite an inch here, but it's like 0.97.
Oh, okay.
So it's meaty, you see?
This is a point. This is a 840 to 840 to 940. So it gets real fat up here, but it's a little less down here.
See, I like it fat that whole way. 95 on up, front to back, and wide, and that's wide too. And
Yeah. I mean, it's a nice looking neck for sure.
I think it was $276 shipped to the house.
Wow.
You pay him $20 to put some sealer coat on it, and that maintains the warranty. But it's bullshit. So then you gotta, detail sand it, and I put more sealer on it, and then I 17 coats of clear. And
nice.
But I can, I'm gonna let it cure for a couple weeks.
You don't amber? Did you amber tint it or no?
Not yet. I've been doing a little UV treatment, which helps the paint cure, because I work with spray cans, so it helps. I think the UV, the sun, cure.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did that once, and around here where I live, the humidity's a problem.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah. It is here too, and you can see it. If I get a little heavy, it builds up, but then you stop, and you got to wait till the next day.
Yeah.
But you got to let shit chill out for a couple weeks and just let it, gas out, and then see how it is. And then if I can get a little polish on it, then I go from there. But this paint hardens up pretty good. I've used it a lot. It's Minwax Lacquer. You just buy it at like Ace Hardware, $10 a can now. And it's a good shine. If somebody's looking for a clear coat that works good, I've used it a million times.
Excellent.
Yeah.
My girlfriend was doing that the other night in bed, that gas out part.
Oh, yeah? Yeah.
Pretty bad.
The Dutch oven?
Did you get rid of her? Or it's like, it's okay, baby.
No, she's probably laying there right now.
Doing the same, warming up. What time is it your way? What time is it, man?
It's 6:08 my time right here in Phoenix.
She's already in bed?
She probably is. With Netflix on, eating popcorn, stuff like that.
That's sweet. Oh, man. You're taking care of her. That's all right.
So, Ryan, amplifiers, have you gotten anything new in the amplification?
No, Mercury V for me, man. That's my
That's
amp.
it. You've settled.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Excellent.
I mean, I've played around with a few plugins on the computer and stuff, but it's
How
hard.
about some pedals? You ever put a pedal in front of that car?
Never. Nope. Don't need one.
You got to put a pedal to the metal in that car.
Straight in the amp. Straight in the amp.
I've got
Reverb.
crank pedals.
Ryan, don't you love that?
What's that?
Just fucking plug it into the amp.
Yes.
Yeah.
I do.
None of the other bullshit.
I do. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, it all depends what you're doing, but
I will say when I demoed the Strat,
Yeah, if you want to work.
you
want to sit at home and play, plug into the amp all you want.
Yeah. Not all of us can be Dave Levine over here.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you for saying that.
I got one
appreciate
good sound,
it. Yo.
No,
but it's true.
When I demoed
You can
that
go. You get a
Strat,
nice sound out of an amp, but it's like
Yeah, when I demoed the Strat, I
you gotta
put
make it
in
work for
a Mesa Fillmore, the little 25 watt 6D6 version. Man, that thing sounded really good with Strat. Really good. And I had that amp. I had the 50 watt version of that amp. I had the 100 watt version of that amp.
But Jerry, for a second, Jerry reminds me of this guy that I know in Canton. Jerry, this guy would say, I don't use pedals. I don't know why everybody uses pedals. But then he's playing through the most high gain amplifier. It sounds, it's nothing but a distorted mess. And the guy's bragging that he doesn't use pedals. It's like, I wish he used a pedal, an off pedal.
Right.
Maybe one of those tuners that stops the sound from going into your
Are
amp.
you talking Joe
Okay,
Bonamassa?
when you spend like north of $2,000 on an amp, and it's
Sure.
got 5 knobs on it,
Yep.
you would like to think that you could plug into that thing and you get a nice little lead tone. Maybe not for every gig under the sun, but you can have.
Well, my point is, let's pull out the amp. You tell me the amp. Because if we're going to talk about Marshalls, there's a lot of gain in Marshalls, but let's
Sure,
pull out
sure.
an amp that doesn't have a lot of gain.
Well, then I wouldn't be using that. I wouldn't use it. That's not a good example.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But see, to
No,
me,
No, this is
the
what
clean is more okay. But for me, the clean is more important than the dirt.
Hmm.
So to me, the Marshall clean isn't clean.
It doesn't exist.
So I like a Fender platform style amp,
Yeah.
maybe a 6V6, and then I can put something that has a drive and put it in front of it and make it growl more. That's more what I like. But I don't disparage the amp by saying I need to put a King Tone soloist in front of it, because that's a great fucking pedal and it steps it to another level. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, but see, I guess I'm of the mindset if I spend, a couple bucks on an amplifier, I'd like to get a nice lead tone out of it, and then I wouldn't want to spend how much there would the King Tub pedal. What the fuck you talking?
$200.
All right, so maybe you'd spend $200, but I wouldn't spend like $400 to get some like monster lead tone. I want to be like in the ballpark.
Hold on, you got a Marshall. What's your
But
Marshall?
dude, I also have an old ear. I just really
I know.
like
What's the 41? What's that amp you got? The 41,
the 4010.
4010, the 4010. Yes, the 4010.
A 112 combo, 6 knobs.
Fucking great. Now you take the drive and you put the drive. Let me just say this: you take the drive and you put it down a little bit more, less than where you have it, and then you can put fucking Boss SD1 in front of that amp. And when you want to play a lead, hit that Boss SD1. And when you're playing your rhythm a little bit cleaner, that's amazing. It's that amp takes that pedal like it's nobody's business.
Well, I like the what's the one I got? The Soul Food.
Well, the Soul Food is a clone.
Okay, well,
For $65, $85 from Electro Harmonics. Okay. Yeah, I think the SD1 sounds better in front of that amp.
And SD1's that old orange Boss thing from like
it's a yellow. That's a DS one.
All right. SD1.
SD1 is the yellow one. Okay. Pick them up for the cheap.
I might have one here in the gym bag.
You got to try it. If you have it, try it.
There's
an SD1. There's also an OD one that's very good.
I have a bunch of Boss shit from back in the day.
Yeah, any old yellow.
I used to have a pedal board.
I did too.
Oh, yeah.
What do you want
There's
for
the SD1 Super Overdrive. Yeah.
What do you want for it? I can't see.
What's this? $49.99.
$49.
Is that
$50? There it is.
Will you do it? 49 shipped. He's not.
We have a winner.
$10 for shipping.
Oh, where's it made?
That's gonna be Taiwan.
Yeah.
Taiwan.
For $50. Does it have does it work? Does it have a battery?
Just think about how much this is going to be worth after China totally destroys Taiwan and they cannot manufacture them there anymore.
Well, what I heard was the big disagreement between China and Taiwan was the Boss pedal production.
Yeah, they got to do away with that.
That tells you what I know about international affairs.
China's pissed because these pedals are so good.
My problem, Cheech, with orange amps is I hate them.
Thank you.
Make no more Boss.
I am a loather. You know what? Let me just say this about orange amps. And I'm not trying to, if someone has an orange amp, and I'm sorry. Every time I'm at a gig where I'm watching some other band play and somebody sounds bad, I always want to look to see what they're playing. And it's always an orange amp. At this gig that Rich played on Wednesday, this Allman Brothers gig, the bass sound was obnoxious. He's a great player, but it was nothing but mid-range tone. I was like, I gotta go see what this guy's playing, and it was an orange amp. I just don't like them.
I've played through both the solid
doesn't mean that
state
they're not
and
good.
the tube.
I don't personally like them, so I don't know what's an SD1 sounds good in front of them because I don't. Really
I think
like
the solid state sounds better. It's less sludgy.
See, that's what I think of when I think of orange amps is like a real bass heavy.
Yeah.
Mid-range to low.
There are controls on the amp for a reason, but to me they're like the anti-Marshall. They don't have that claw on the top end at all. It's a thicker kind of sound.
I forget what those models are. The CR60, I think, is the solid state one I tried, and has the effects built in. And I tried that next to one of the tube amps. I can't remember the Rockford.
John Taylor, I find them to be terribly muddy. If that's the best way I could describe an orange amp.
And the tube ones were muddy, but the solid state ones weren't.
What are we looking at here? Is that the 40? No,
Studio 15.
Yes.
So yeah, I find orange and muddy.
Is that
That's
a
just
solid
me.
state from the late 80s?
No, it's a tube from the mid 80s. It's from 86. And the reason I bought it, it's 6v6 powered.
There you go.
That's like the only thing Dave and I agree on is 6v6
Oh,
powered.
I love
I'm
6v6.
all the way.
So
let me
anyhow,
ask
well,
Let me
I used
ask
to
you
have
this,
the
Trey.
Lead 12.
Have you been to an FM station show? Yes.
who, me?
Yes.
Of course, but
I know you've been to several. My
Right.
point is, when you hear my guitar sound when the band's playing, how does it sound in the mix?
well, you're bright. You like that sound. You're right
In the
there.
mix. In the mix.
In the mix.
Yeah, it sounds like it's in the mix.
Oh, what's he got? Is it show and tell?
But when I'm not playing
Oh,
with the band,
Oh, a
it's very
black
bright.
line. It is bright.
That's the song. That's the.
It's bright when I'm not with the band. When you hear it with the band and you're there, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
it fits right. It sounds like,
It's a Crush. That's a solid state one right there.
Problem is when people play with mid-range tone and they're playing in a band with a keyboard play, well, two keyboard players, a bass player, you're fighting for frequency. And that mid-range, you're not going to hear yourself. You just have to crank up, and the louder you get. If you play bright, you're in the right side. You're off the, go listen to any fucking Van Halen, Led Zeppelin, where you take the band away and you hear just the guitar. You're going to be surprised how bright and thin you think the guitar sounds. But when you play alone, it's like everyone wants that fucking great sound, but they want to have that great sound in the band. And then when you hear the band play, it's like, well, now it just sounds like mud. Everyone's on everyone's frequencies.
Well, as a bass player, I love being in a band that has just one guitar player in it, because as soon as the second guitar player is in the band, if I'm in a 5-piece band, my bass tone's just lost. I don't really even have to play. I can roll around all over the place and not have to hold the
But you know what you can do to
of the
hear
song
yourself
together.
play is scoop out your mid, because that's where they're crushing. And
Right.
if you just put really big, if you EQ it with heavy low, heavy high, and get your mids out, you'll hear your bass, and you won't have to play as loud.
Yeah.
There was a video I was watching where they were talking about bass players, and Abe Laboriel Sr. plays a Greco 30-inch scale bass, and they said that bass was the brightest sounding bass. No one liked the sound except every producer that worked with him, because they would constantly hire him because they didn't have to EQ him. He would just play, and it would be right in the pocket of where they wanted him in the mix. That's important. Ryan, real quickly, how's married life?
Well, I'm still able to get guitars, so I'm
All right.
success at this point.
That's
good.
most
Somebody in the
important.
chat said you look like you aged 20 years.
Yeah, well,
I'm joking. Nobody's.
Yeah, you're used to seeing me with like a buzz cut, so yeah.
Now, what do you think about the private chat you and Bingham and I have going, where he's constantly talking about taking dumps?
Yeah, all related to losing weight, right? Yeah.
Thank God that's private.
It's
Yeah.
unbelievable.
You'll notice I don't engage in that portion of the programming.
I would never he's just like, guys, I take a dump and I'm now 11 pounds. It's like, Christ. I'm getting this at 2 a.m. from this guy. I'm like, are you kidding me?
One more thing on the new Strat, Dave.
Yeah.
It has what Fender refers to as the vintage modified number 2 wiring format, which is the bridge is wired to the tone control, which is a plus.
Tone
and
1.
And then it has a factory treble bleed on it.
Nice.
So that to me is my perfect wiring for a Strat.
Yeah.
I don't even need like the neck on or whatever. Like they have half blender wiring and stuff where they make a master tone, and then the third tone becomes a blender for the neck pickup, always on or whatever. I don't even need that. Just give me a tone control on the bridge pickup and a treble bleed.
Now let me ask you this question: What position are you playing in that Strat? What pickups are you playing when you play?
Well, my favorite Strat sound is the bridge in the middle together.
As is mine.
Yeah.
As is mine.
I've been on a huge Knopfler kick, and I've been learning all the little leads and fills and Sultans of Swing, like note for note, like slowing the record down.
Sure.
Like old school days where you slow the record down or whatever. But I've got software that'll do it to where it doesn't drop the pitch in the old days. But I've been learning all the little fills and things, and it's like, man, he was such a good. To me, he's one of the more. I mean, it's not that he's not famous. I just think it's funny that Clapton gets so much more acclaim than somebody like Knopfler.
I mean, there's a lot of guys that deserve more, but I mean,
yeah.
Have you heard Hill Farmers Blues?
Yeah.
That's my favorite that Les Paul tone on that's fucking nice.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's funny on a Strat. Is there any position?
I like it on Brothers in Arms.
Is there any position you don't use on the Strat?
No.
Middle,
middle for me. I never use just the middle.
I like it a lot.
You do?
I do. Yeah. If you really.
Why does it sound like Lloyd Christmas right then? I like it. I like it a lot.
If you listen to
Six String Brian.
Somebody was asking me if a Spanish woman wound the pickup.
Oh yeah. Well, what's funny is they praise Abigail Ybarra, right? What did they say? She was with us 57 years. What did she start when she was 16? So basically, got a 16-year-old girl winding pickups, and they're making a big deal about it now. I remember when Tyler Guitars had a 16-year-old Japanese girl winding pickups. She was great.
In 2008. But the middle position.
What is that, Jerry?
The middle position, you can get a lot of Stevie Ray Vaughan out of that, and also if you really listen, a lot of Clapton stuff is the middle pickup.
Exactly, Paul.
I have a controversial opinion that everybody associates the bridge and middle position with the Sultans of Swing. But if you listen to a lot of that.
Hold on. Bridge, middle, Sultans of Swing. I would not.
The rhythm in the background definitely is. But
the lead to me sounds like either neck middle or neck. No, not neck. Neck middle.
It's the middle. The stuff that Knopfler's playing, all those little fills is middle pickup.
Really?
Yeah, really go listen to it because everybody thinks it's that.
Would, but I can't stand it.
Yeah, I'm sure you can't.
I got burnt out of that song when I was 16.
Yeah, it's just one of those for me that
I hear it all the time too. It's always playing in my gym. You get a shiver in the dark. It's raining in the park, but meantime.
Yeah.
No, it's some nice stuff. He also played on a Steely Dan song.
That's a weird.
He played on a Steely Dan song called Time Out of Mind. And from everything that I've read and heard, they weren't crazy about him. They didn't like him.
Well, it's probably because...
They didn't like what, Dave?
They didn't like the way he played.
Not
they didn't think what he did. Yeah, they didn't think what he did was. They brought him in for that album in 1980 on Gaucho on the song "Time Out of Mind" because he was the flavor of the day.
Yeah.
And Steely Dan had taken some time off. They last record was 77 with Asia, and so someone suggested they bring him in because he was the guy. And I guess I don't think he had a good time with them either.
Yeah, I've heard that. We've talked about that, I think, in the past. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't, and
I mean, I can see that his type of thing is not really I don't see those two. To me, those are two different worlds.
Well, to be fair, I thought he would have been more appropriate on the Glamour Profession than on Time Out of Mind. The Glamour Profession has a beautiful outro, which is like it's D minor to C sharp minor, basically in the pentatonic when you play it, but it's beautiful. And the guy did a great job. Who did it? I can't remember who it was. It might have been Steve Kahn. I can't remember. But I thought Monopoly would have been good on that song.
Yeah, I just think about Steely Dan solos and the people that played them, and then I think about. I mean, he doesn't sound. You're never going to mistake Knopfler for Larry Carlton or any of those guys.
But you know who liked them was Chet Atkins.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
They're buddies.
Yeah.
Finger style players.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But of course, Mark Knopfler never was a CGP. He never got the certified guitar player status from Chet Atkins.
Knopfler did not.
But Steve Warner did.
Yeah, Warner. What do you got? You got Warner and
Tommy Emmanuel.
Those were the two left.
No, there's four of them. Yeah. Those are the two alive, and the two that passed. No, John Knowles is still alive. And the only one that died, who was a certified guitar player, was Jerry Reed.
Yeah.
Oh, Jerry's a monster.
Monster.
Oh.
And Tommy
Here
Emmanuel.
goes Jimmy Ray Hawkins said Jerry Reed. Yeah, Jerry Reed was.
Tommy Emmanuel's
So
a
it's
living.
Jerry Reed, Tommy Emmanuel, Steve Warner, and John Knowles. And I believe they gave one posthumously after Chet died. Everyone agreed of the four that Paul Yandel should have one.
I'm embarrassed. To say
I've met Doyle Dykes. Doyle played for me when I had West LA Music. Doyle did a clinic for me. He's a great fucking player.
Yeah, he was a Taylor guy.
He was a Taylor guy, yeah.
He did all the behind the net stuff and the tuning down, and he'd be playing and he'd take a string and tune it down and tune it right back up and all that.
My issue I had with Doyle Dykes is I think he's a fucking great player. And he plays that circuit, but Steve Warner is so undersung. Like he's one of those players when you hear him play, you're like, wait, this guy plays like this. So in 96, I'm living in, where the hell was I living in 96? I had just moved down to Santa Monica from the Valley. Oh, no, I wasn't in Santa Monica. I was in Mar Vista. I lived literally quarter of a mile from where Bingham lives now. And Steve Warren is playing at the Roxy, and I'm like, I got to go see him. And all I knew about Steve Warner at that point was I love the guy's voice. I have a ton of his albums. I have no idea that he played guitar, maybe acoustic guitar. He's on one of the covers holding an acoustic. And I'm like, all right, I'm going to go see this guy. Well, he comes out and plays the song No More Mr. Nice Guy, where it's just a fucking shred fest of chicken picking. And I was like, this guy plays guitar like this? I'm like, these fucking Nashville assholes, everyone plays. They're all fucking great. But, the thing with Doyle Dykes was I think Doyle came in. I think I might have got his record. He was selling his record at West LA when I was there. And I was like, I'll buy it. I just was like, it wasn't as exciting as watching him play it. It was like the songs were just kind of like, I would say haranguing of, what's not as impressive as watching. It's almost like Yngwie. Like maybe Yngwie, the first album, what's that one? The Alcatraz album is great. But it's like if you listen to like Yngwie Odyssey album, you're going to hang yourself. But if he were to perform it in front of you, you'd be like, oh, this is exciting. The guy's fucking finger. You know what I mean? Then it's a little different story. I feel like Doyle was a little bit like that for me. You know who I really liked of the country guys was the Helicasters.
Oh yeah.
Oh, those are great.
Will Ray,
John Jorgensen, and
Donahue.
Jerry Donahue. Yeah, Ryan Warren is awesome. Yeah, great player.
Are you guys fans of Larry Mitchell?
Oh yeah,
I have his first.
Larry Mitchell, is he the black guy?
Yeah,
with the big cowboy hat.
Yeah, he's got hands like.
So there's a video I watched on YouTube not too long ago, where Larry Mitchell is playing like a blues thing with George Lynch.
Okay. Yeah, they were at the Texas guitar show or something.
And George Lynch is playing like most of the solo. And Larry, the look on Larry's face is what I was feeling. I'm like, what the hell is this guy doing? He's like, it's blues and he's playing like metal. It's such disjointed playing. I've never been a George Lynch fan. But anyway, so then Larry Mitchell starts playing and it's like, oh, okay, this is cool. It was like he's a player. And then he stopped playing. It went back to George, and the look on his face. He looks over at George. He's like, "What the fuck are you?" You guys have to look up this video and see it because it's
disjointed is the right term because that's how I always
I've had
described
one
his.
clinic here in my store, and it was Larry Mitchell. I was lucky enough to get Larry to come in and do a clinic.
Yeah, and how was he?
He was awesome. Although he did kind of, it was a week after the NAMM show of 2020, and he pretty much had a flu while he did it, you know.
Right.
And I gave him $100 tip at the end of the night when it was over. But yeah, it was a great time, and I probably had about 30 people in here or something like that.
Clinics are fun. Clinics are fun.
Yeah,
but like I said, it's you know, I've seen George live a few times because when I worked in the biz, it was a little, you know, I get invited by Ibanez and all these different companies around the NAMM shows, and not once have I ever seen George Lynch and thought like, this guy blows my mind. It's the opposite. I've never been a fan, and I've seen him play with Paul. What the hell's his name?
Gilbert.
Paul Gilbert. Thank you very much.
Well,
and Gilbert, it's like fucking. You watch Gilbert play, it's amazing.
He's the most under the radar guy.
He's fucking amazing.
Richie
and then
Kotzen's
watch him.
There in underrated.
Richie Kotzen's amazing.
Yeah,
Amazing.
Kotzen's one of my favorite.
Well, Richie
Amazing.
sings too.
Yeah.
And his voice
sings,
is fucking
plays
great.
keyboard.
He's
But
handsome.
then I heard George play with these guys, and I was like, "What the hell am I missing?" I thought I was missing something. But when I watched that Larry Mitchell, and I saw how disjointed the playing was, and I know I'm probably upsetting every George Lynch fan out there. I'm sorry. I'm not a fan.
Okay.
There's plenty of players I like that you probably think suck.
Well,
and
I
that's
think
good.
a lot of what George Lynch
Who's
did
Michael Lee
in Dokken
Fuchs?
worked.
I
Yeah, I
don't know
remember
Michael-
him. He's a
Who?
very smooth player. He did a lot of like whammy stuff. He played Yamaha Pacifica.
Who, Firkins?
Yeah, Michael E. Firkins.
Never heard
Yeah,
of him.
he did a lot of like displaced octaves and stuff like that, and whammy bar stuff. And
He was a
he had
country
very
guy,
smooth
like was
tone.
Forrest Lee.
Yeah, well, you know, the thing is Michael E. He has a country background.
What is that?
I got to open for George Lynch over here in Peoria, Arizona, about 2 months ago, and his pedal board was at my feet during the whole show. It was right there. So my phone's a piece of shit, but he's got a Klon pedal there. He's got the tube driver. He's got the bones. He's got a phase, and yeah, a very simple board.
He is responsible for one of my favorite quotes. They asked him what's his favorite guitar tone, and he said, "Everybody's but mine."
Here's what he was playing through that night.
Was like, I have something in common with George Lynch. We both hate his sound.
He just had a couple of plexis on stage.
Oh yeah.
He plays all this crazy gear, but when you watch him play, now I liked him in Dokken. His style really worked, and in Lynch Mob, it's good. And it worked in Lynch Mob. But when he's up there and he's trying to play a shrapnel, I loved Greg Howe.
He's not good at improvising. That's the whole thing.
But when George Lynch was up there playing that blues with Larry Mitchell, I'm telling you right now, I was watching him going, I was like waiting. It's like watching a train wreck. You're like, what's going to happen next? And he starts doing like some bend and he pauses, and it's like the most disjointed, frightening.
Hey,
this photo is kind of interesting because one of George's Marshalls has a sticker on there that says exclamation point 90 watts. So he powers down the 110 volts, I guess, that comes out of the.
That's what Eddie did.
Yeah, to try to get that spongy. I don't know how to describe his tone, but yeah, he actually has.
He's going to need more help than the Variac. Thank you very much, Ryan. I missed your laughter. We've all missed your laughter.
I was waiting for you to follow it up with he doesn't need a Variac. He needs some lessons.
It's not wrong. It's not wrong.
Dave,
look, I love a lot of that. I love all the shredders. I just never thought George was. It just wasn't my cup of tea. I just found him all over the place.
By the way, pardon my manners. I don't, gentleman in the Van Halen T-shirt. I don't think we've been introduced before, have we?
Oh, that's
No, I don't think
Dane.
we have.
Dane, this is Ryan. Ryan, this is Dane.
And you're
Good to meet you, Ryan.
good to meet you, Dane. Looks like there's a Zim's guitars behind you there.
That's where he is.
Yeah, this is I'm in my guitar shop. I'm actually at work right now.
Oh, this is your shop.
Yeah, this is my guitar shop.
Okay, well, I've heard of that place because apparently McKnight brings stuff down there to you.
Yeah, he does. I'm lucky enough that Phil lives 15 miles up the street, and he gets such a huge inventory of guitars all the time. Companies sending him stuff. He'll do a video, and then the guitar has to go somewhere. He luckily we have a good enough relationship right now where he's bringing that stuff to me instead of dumping it off at his local guitar center up the street.
So you're telling me there's a whole wall of Glary in your shop right now?
I got Glary.
There's the Glary Hagman.
Glary
You watch
David.
his
Glary
channel.
David.
You watch his channel, and
yeah,
there's probably about a 50-50 chance. If he does a video on a new guitar that just came out or something, there's a 50-50 chance in about a month or two he'll bring it in here.
I got to tell you guys something. There is a kid that comes into my gym, and he looks like. Do you guys remember what Larry David looked like when he was on Fridays?
Yep.
The hair is just almost out like Bozo the Clown.
Yep.
It's like a combination of like Larry Fine and it's unbelievable, right? This kid walks around the gym with this fucking hair, same exact hairline, the balding, the Bozo thing going on.
Oh.
And he looks just like young Larry David. I'm like, this
Is that
guy
a
is
sideshow
unbelievable.
Bob?
Now I see him the other day, and I'm like, because I think the guy doesn't have a mirror in his house, and he just doesn't care. But now he's growing a goatee. I'm like, this fucker's growing a goatee. Like, that's going to look good. How about stop combing your hair with a loaf of bread and let's get some scissors?
You could. He'll look
Here's the
like
deal. It
he'll look
probably
like
only
Baxter.
took him.
He'll look like Baxter from Casino Guitars.
Here's the thing. It probably
That's the
only
picture,
took that
that's the
kid.
picture, Ryan. When you posted,
There was-
that's exactly
there
how this kid looks.
Yep.
The kid's actually worse because he is further out.
There was probably one girl that said, "Oh, look at that cute hair you have. You should just let it grow." And that's his whole train of thought right now.
Yeah.
Fine. I'm doing it. It only takes one girl to tell you one thing once.
That's actually a pretty tame photo of Larry David.
But this kid's hair's out there. And then the other day, it was like 90 degrees in the gym. And this motherfucker's wearing like a hoodie that looks like a winter hoodie. I'm like, thank God you got that fucking hoodie. I mean, it's just insane. But I love the fact he's growing the goatee. So it's like, oh, this is going to look good. Like, he cares about his look enough to grow a goatee. But that hairdo is like, just keep laughing. I'm waiting for Mr. Houdini to spot him.
Dane,
That's for
you
people
said
who
you're
remember
you're
Bozo
a
the
bass-
Clown when we
you're
were
a bass
kids.
player, is that right, Dane?
Yeah, I'm in a band, and we're kind of an 80s throwback band, and we're called Whiskey Dogs.
All right.
And
well, not appropriate for that application, but what I wanted to ask is, have you tried playing one of these things? One of these call a U bass?
No, with those big rubber strings on there.
Yeah.
No.
You got to check one out, man. These are cool.
I have one of those little Fernandez basses that are super cool.
Oh yeah. What color is
Let me
it?
show you that.
I posted another picture of Larry David with his hair in it as more of a train wreck.
Yes, that's closer to what this kid looks like. But he's growing the goatee because
yeah. I remember those.
yeah.
cool.
Is that a Traveler?
Yeah, it's very small. Oh, very small, made in Japan. Fernandez.
Oh, it's not a Traveler. Fernandez.
Okay.
Oh wow. Is that the body of the speaker making the? Or is that even a? What is that?
That's they made a guitar version of that too. Dweezil's
So that's got a lot of output. Is there any batteries required to make that noise?
Yeah, it's got a little 9-volt in it, and
So it's an amp. Are we
got a
hearing it?
little tiny speaker. But when you plug it into an amp, it sounds great.
But are you playing it through the speaker right now? That little speaker?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
I think it
there you
sounds,
go.
that's pistol like that. You can play in the car.
That's the same idea as what this thing is, I think.
By the way, folks, Jerry's been in 6 accidents this year. No, I'm joking. He's like, you play it in the car while he's driving.
Eating a sandwich. This is fucking
You after that?
great.
I got one of these air fryers. Will this work off my lighter in the car?
You take Americans. Oh,
There you go.
the riff.
Oh, love Ice Ice Baby.
The riff.
Oh, it's a
Yeah.
joke.
It's fun. Kind of looks like a little animal
Yes.
of some sort.
Hippo-esque.
Yeah. Fernandez.
Oh, it's
Yeah.
cute as hell. So what is that, like 30 years ago? 25?
Yeah.
40 almost.
Maybe.
Really?
Yeah, 80s. I thought it was
At least
80s.
30.
Wasn't it?
No, it's 90s.
All right.
It is 90s.
What are you asking? What are you asking for that?
$300.
All right. Does it have some sort of
$300.
gig bag?
No gig bag.
All right.
There's always a caveat.
That's way cool.
Yeah, that's cool.
The only thing I don't really care about is the headstock. There's a flaccidity to it.
It's kind of like it's a half staff.
Thanks for
What color,
noticing.
what color is that blue? Is that Lake Flaccid?
No, it's Viagra blue.
Yeah, if you play reverse headstock, it would be not that way.
Big giant backplate on it.
Yeah.
Got a kind of a neat, unique bridge.
Yeah. the
String
whole
through,
thing's cool
string
and
through
unique.
construction.
Yeah.
I think it looks pretty cool. Jerry would be nice and you're a nice addition.
I don't need a little bass, but
Oh.
I'm trying to help sell it. You know,
That is cool.
it's cool.
I've never even seen it.
Is
Yeah,
it me
man,
though
I
that,
guess
that
with,
headstock would bother me?
I guess dealing with
You need to be looking at it.
Dan, I guess dealing with Phil, you never know if you're getting a Tajima or a Nags. He's got all different level instruments.
You know, you guys were talking about bass guitars. I mean, you guys were talking about guitar amplifiers a little while ago.
Yes.
And then you mentioned Philip McKnight. I actually have a list in my phone of amplifiers that McKnight wants to sell me.
All right, let's hear them.
So let me put my little readers on.
Oh, this will be a fun game.
So McKnight wants to sell me. Hold on, let me find it.
Look at Dave.
He's got a Engel Fireball 25 that he wants $1,000 for. He has a Dr. Z MAZ, a Maz. Dr.
yeah,
Z
Maz.
Maz,
Yeah.
18. He wants $1,000 for that one.
That's a clean, high headroom 20-watt amp. Yeah.
He
Now,
has
is it a combo
Yeah.
or the head?
I think
That
it's just
price,
a head.
that's not a bad price.
No,
Probably
what
I know
color
he
is it?
leaves meat on the bone for me. He really does. I mean, if he's asking $1,000, it's probably a $1,800 amp.
Which means you got to offer him 800.
No, I don't do that. He has a Friedman twin sister. He wants $2,000 for.
Do I have to bar mitzvah you
You
He has
may.
a
and
Marshall
get you to learn the
25
art of haggling?
Lexi style.
He's from
That's,
Arizona.
that's a really
I know,
good-
but I'm good at haggling with customers, but with McKnight, I don't want
He's
this,
setting a price. No, I know,
I
but
don't
he's
want
setting a
this
price.
truckloads of gear to stop coming in, right?
It won't stop,
So
especially if you buy bulk. He'll cut you a deal.
He already is.
Okay, let's
That's a
hear
Sends me
some
a lot
more.
of glares.
That's
But you
double
make a
price.
good point, though. It's like
Right
if you
there,
buy
it
a
tells
lot
me
of
a lot of
amps from
gear.
them, it should be a.
Then he has a Marshall 20-watt Plexi style, which he's calling for $1,000 bucks.
Well, Plexi style means he's just selling you a 1959, the 20 watts. The 1959 is the model number. People call it the Plexi, but it's really not a Plexi.
And then he's
Is
got
that
a
the
little
hand-wired
Black Star
one?
Mini.
That could be the studio
It's
vintage,
a
or it could be the 2061.
Yeah.
What's the 2061?
Well,
Look that one up. That's
what's the power tubes in this 21 amp?
That's what I was thinking. Studio Vintage 20.
84s? No, is it vintage?
He just sends me a list of stuff that he wants to sell.
Okay. Because
I said like Sony.
And I just say yes. Yeah.
Remember that old SNL bit?
Price. I just say
You told me it was a
bring
Sony. I said like Sony.
So does he bring it all down and you can sign, or is you gonna buy it? Buy it.
I try to buy it. I try to buy everything outright.
All right, go ahead.
Cool.
that 2061 is a hand-wired reissue of a model 2061, originally produced from 67 to 73, all valve, 20-watt lead and bass head.
Yeah.
Two ECC 83s, two EL 84s.
Yep.
Point-to-point hand-wired tag board circuit.
I missed the twin sister. I missed a lot of these amps. Are you done reading that list?
Yeah, that was it. There's only
we got
those 5
so
on
much in a bunch over that fucking Marshall. What happened after the Marshall? Can you go back to the list? Can we get the
there was just a little Black
the
Star
goggles?
Mini.
The twin sister is a brand new current production model amp. That's a great amp.
By
And
who?
what they asking, what's the retail
It's a
price on
Friedman.
that?
Oh, Friedman has an amp called the Twin Sister.
It's a Dirty Shirley, but it's 2 channels rather than just one. It's 2 identical channels.
You should
Okay.
have called it Laverne. and
How much is
Shirley.
he asking for the twin for that Shirley? It's a 40 watt.
Shirley.
It's a 40 watt, right?
Laverne and
Roma,
Shirley.
that is the funniest thing you said in.
Ages. Yeah,
Missed
I've
it.
been
Wait,
kinda
Crowbar said
slow.
something funny. Let me get my pen. No, what was it? What did he say?
no.
Mark it down, Dave.
What did he say?
Laverne and Shirley.
Oh,
I said it's a 2-channel
It's a
Dirty
twin
Shirley. He
sisters,
said
yeah.
you
Yeah,
should have called it
that's fucking gold,
Laverne
dude.
and Shirley.
Laverne's the dirty part.
It's fucking great.
That's awesome.
I've been keeping shut lately, so. it's,
all right. So what? How much is he asking for that Twin Sister?
$2,000.
Boy, that's steep.
What's the list
Well,
on?
what are they? How much do they go for new? And can anybody see what a
What,
like
24 something?
has
like
one
that?
sold on Reverb on a used price? I haven't done any research on any of them.
Twin sister head used in good conditions, 2,700.
Okay, he's leaving $700 of meat on the bone right there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's not very often that somebody comes in here wanting a $2,700 amplifier from me.
Right. And that was the last one on there?
I'll look again.
Good one, Krell. That one's better than your Laverne and Shirley bit.
yeah, I do my
Okay,
best work in type.
The Engel Fireball 25,
Yeah.
a Dr. Z Maz, or like an MAZ,
Yeah.
the Friedman Twin
Maz.
Sister, a Marshall 20-watt Plexi style,
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
and then a little Black Star Mini.
I want to know, is that hand wired, that Marshall?
All right, hold on, guys. I'll be right back.
Is that the hand wired one that they make, the 20 watt?
Oh, and then there's something on here called a Taurus Amp for $250. So I don't know what that thing
Okay,
is.
thanks, Hanoi Bomb.
The Maz 18 does he indicate if it's a reverb model? If it has reverb?
No, he just says Dr. Z Maz 18. He wants $1,000 for it.
Yeah, they're going anywhere from 13 to 17.
For
Yeah.
a head or a combo, Ryan?
The head.
All right.
It's just a head.
Combo's $500 more, probably.
Not quite, but close. Yeah, it's typical. Yeah.
It's hard for me to move stuff like that.
Yeah, that's kind of
Really?
But you
It
know.
is.
I figured
Where in Arizona are you?
I'm in Mesa, so I'm East Phoenix,
Okay. Well,
the next city over. We got Phoenix, you got Tempe, and then you got Mesa.
all right there.
Yeah, it's all the
Okay.
metropolitan area.
Yeah, okay.
You know, I wonder why doesn't, and if it's none of my business, tell me, but why doesn't he, because I know he has a reverb shop, why doesn't he sell that stuff? Does he just not want to mess with the shipping and the paperwork and all that stuff?
Exactly. He'll take a $700 loss, so he doesn't have to deal with it.
Well, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that.
And his
Okay,
wife helps him out a lot. His wife helps him out a lot with that kind of stuff too.
Yeah.
The one I was thinking of was the Marshall 2061X. I guess the X designates it as hand
It's the
wired.
reissue.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
excellent.
Kotzen played that when I went to go see him in 2010.
So this Thursday night, there's an event I can go to and waste a whole lot of money.
Cool.
It's the Def Leppard Motley Crue shows in town Thursday.
Oh yeah, with Joan Jett and
Yeah.
They're here last week.
They were here last week.
Yeah, should I go spend a
Hey,
bunch
Rich.
of money and go sit there all day? It's
We
out in
didn't
it's at the Cardinal Stadium, which is a relatively new stadium. And
Well, they played at Fenway Park here, so makes sense.
oh wow,
They're doing the baseball stadium tour apparently.
yeah.
Somebody said Joe Elliott fucking no voice whatsoever. Just
Yeah, I
just gonzo.
I could see that.
Yeah, the only guy I heard out of most recently, the guy from REO Speedwagon, Kevin, he still has a voice.
Kevin Dubrow.
Yes. And is he related?
No, it's Kevin Cronin.
Oh, that's what it is. All right.
Yeah.
And then and who else? The guy from Loverboy could do like 95%.
Mike Reno.
Yeah, but there was some he just it's gone. He didn't even bother trying to do it, because his voice.
Also, that's this Thursday is the show.
Yeah, that's this Thursday, and
This
don't know.
Thursday,
There's
Krell
a
Bar
lot.
at the White Ash. They're doing a $35 dinner, 2 Rojas cigars, which are fucking great. I had both of them last week, and taco dinner.
Tacos. I still haven't eaten that guy's
Steak.
food yet.
I think it's steak tacos. Oh, he's good. He's a good cook, good chef.
Damn.
Oh yeah, Poison's on that bill too, right?
Yeah, Poison is the 6 o'clock time slot.
Yeah,
So
Yeah,
you got to get there pretty
that's
early.
what you call. That's what you call. You'll be in the parking lot still fucking tailgating.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
I
then
think I hear
Joe's
Poison
that's
playing
probably-
right now. Glug glug.
Jones probably the 5 o'clock slot.
Hey, is
then,
that
and then
Poison
usually
playing?
an opening
I don't
band
know.
before
Turn up
that.
your radio so we don't know.
Agreed.
Poison.
Never was a Poison fan. Not even when Kotzen was in Poison.
Fucking Joan Jett. You couldn't pay me to see Joan Jett. Joan Jett could be playing in my living room. They say if you go down there and watch her play, we'll give you $50. I don't know. Seinfeld's on Netflix. I'm happy up here.
Most of the controversy
I
over
fucking hear
that
this
whole
shit.
show was, when is Motley Crue going to just train wreck? When is Vince?
That
gonna
was
just
called the third album.
totally lose it. Yeah.
Yeah, you want to know what
Vince
Motley
is
Crue's going to
never
train
good.
wreck? It's called Theater of Fucking Pain.
Yeah.
Awful album. I don't like that album.
Vince was
I like
never a
I
good
like
singer,
Feel
but
Good. I
now
like
it's
Feel
like,
Good
wow.
better than friggin' that one.
Unskinny Bop. Unskinny
It's a
Bop is a
masterpiece.
masterpiece that borrows the main riff from I Know a Little from Skidded.
Poison best on the bill.
Well,
Vendeo.
Motley Crue. That's another band. Honestly, they could be playing in my kitchen. Dave,
Are
I'm
they
going to
still
give you $100 if you go to the kitchen and make a sandwich right now. Is
Are
Crue
they
still
still
playing?
popping up? Mick
Yeah.
Mars?
I got
They still
Columbo on
popping
over
up?
here on Tubi. I'm good.
Mick Mars is still doing it. I mean, like he was like on his last
Nick is
leg the
still
last time.
standing there. Yeah.
You say he's
there.
doing it. He's doing something. It is not. It we're not sure of. Look, those guys were good in their heyday. I'll give them that. I really
like the
won't,
first
but
two
I'm
albums.
trying to be diplomatic here. I really hate them, but whatever. If you like them, that's cool. When they came out, I loved the fucking Too Fast for Love album.
Yeah.
I
Piece
love
of your action.
I love the next
First time
record
you
after
heard,
that. I like
First
Shout at
time
the
you heard
Devil.
Livewire.
Shout Out Devil was good, and then
Shout
what
at the
that?
Devil was good, except I hated their version of Helter Skelter. It's like cut the shit.
Yeah, well,
but
that
then in
was
Theater
filler.
of Pain, it's like Plane Crash Artemis
Smoking
Pyle's
in the
limping
boys'
to the
room.
fucking.
Oh, you know, the first time I heard Motley Crue, I was actually at the Us 83 festival.
Oh, you went to that?
I went to that and I was standing there
Oh.
and there was this band, Motley Crue, and people seemed to enjoy them. And then they kicked into Helter Skelter and I'm like, whoa, I recognize this one. They're doing a Beatles cover. How cool. And that's all I remember from that.
And who
Well,
came
other
on
bands-
after them? Was it Quiet Riot after them?
No, Quiet Riot opened the show. They were first.
Oh, so they were okay. So that don't tell me. It was Triumph,
Quiet Riot and then Motley Crue.
and then was it Triumph after that?
No, Triumph was probably about it was Ozzy after that
With Jakey Lee.
with Jake and Rudy Sarzo. And then the fourth
And
band on the bill,
Carmen
I'm
and PJ.
going to guess, was Judas Priest. And they were at their heyday right then.
Oh yeah, you kidding me?
83.
When
This
he
is
came out with
55.
that with the Glenn Hughes from Village People leather outfit, bedazzled,
Yes.
unbelievable.
And then it was Triumph after Priest.
Mhm.
And Triumph put on a great show.
Oh yeah.
And I
And
think
then after
that
Triumph was Scorpions.
Scorpions. And when the Scorpions went on stage, it finally got dark outside and you
That's
could
right.
see the big monitors.
Yeah.
And you could see there was a light show.
And then Van
And it
Halen
started to
last.
cool off a little
Mm.
bit. But everybody in the audience, it was the craziest thing because everybody in the audience, we all had little water bottle squirters and squirt guns and stuff. And every girl that walked by, you just straight for the nipple, squirt, 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 and they would just walk on by, and 100,000 dudes had water
Nowadays
pistols
you get
squirting the
arrested for
titties.
that.
Yeah, no, we were just nipple squirting every girl that walked by.
It's fun. Yeah.
Mhm.
Especially
Things we didn't know about the US Festival.
And
That we
then
wish we still
Van
didn't know.
Halen headlined, and it took them like an hour to go on stage. And
Ugh.
Dave was being typical Dave.
He was
and,
here for-
Forgot the fucking words, man.
Let's forget about the concert, go across the freeway and get ourselves something to drink.
yeah. They showed back in those days, everybody wanted to know what was happening backstage. So on
Yeah.
the big teleprompter screens, they had the Van Halen guys throwing a party backstage. And then they opened up a curtain. Let's see who's back here. Let's see if we can find Dave. They opened up a curtain, and there he was with his pants down. He jumped up off some woman and pulled his pants up and said, "Hey!"
Yeah, like that wasn't scripted.
Right, totally scripted, but
Of course, you can't fool me. That guy's more of a mincing homosexual than Jonathan Harris character, Dr. Smith.
it was
Painted
more
it
fun
all.
to see them backstage partying than it was once the show started.
David Lee Roth,
Although-
his next song should be "Oh, the pain, the pain."
Did see Eddie on stage a couple of times, looking at
Indeed.
Dave, going, "Come on, man, come on," you know. I actually
There was some
remember
weird stuff going on with Dave because I guess he was very close, or he was supposedly banging Apollonia.
Never heard that.
What?
I never heard that.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah. They were supposedly a couple. They don't bathe regularly. They don't. No, that's no. Supposedly they were a couple. Anybody else? I was more of a
Couple of
Rip
what?
Taylor guy.
I vaguely
Bah!
heard that. I
What's that?
remember hearing that. I think I remember hearing that.
Yeah, they were like best friends and hung. It's weird because now they say it wasn't sexual or something like that. It was just weird, but supposedly they were boyfriend and girlfriend back then. When
And
she
then there
was working with Prince.
also the Clash controversy that was happening.
Right, the Clash were
So
bad
it was the
mouthing.
night before. I think the night I was there was maybe Sunday night, but the night before
Wasn't that the Clash's last performance too? Joe
it really
Strummer.
was. Joe Strummer's on stage going, fuck all this and fuck you guys, and this is
We're not corporate. We're
bullshit
not.
that I never wanted
Yeah.
to get wrapped up in, and here I am making $1 million, but fuck you guys. This is not
Yeah.
what it's about. And
Yeah. Well, it's the same
Then
thing
you
I say
should
about
just not-
Prince when Prince says he was a slave to Warner Brothers. Meanwhile, Warner Brothers is cutting him a check for $100 million. Can I be a slave too?
yeah,
How do I sign up for
you guys
that
can
gig?
even handcuff me.
Right? I'm a slave to Warner Brothers. They don't want me to put out 400 albums a year, but they gave
It's
you
fake
$100 million.
Fake
No,
outrage.
they want him to put out Raspberry whatever his song was.
Oh, I
They
hated
were
that song.
making
I liked
Raspberry
some
Beret.
Prince stuff, but I hated Raspberry
Making the
Beret.
Raspberry Beret album.
What was it?
That's
Around the
what it
World
was.
in a Day? Was that the album that was on? That was one of my least favorite
No
songs.
idea.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
anyways,
that's
he was a slave to Warner Brothers.
And
That-
then
that-
I
that's not
rode out
bizarre.
there in the back of my brother's Toyota pickup truck. So again, it was 1983, and I had to ride
Did you
in the
go to
back
the?
of
Did you go
truck.
to night two? Did you go there for night two?
No,
Did you
I
see the
just went
Clash?
for that heavy metal night. I
I
didn't.
was
see
gonna
any of
say
the other
because there was
stuff.
some good bands on that first day. There was the Divinyls
Divinyls.
played.
Flock of Seagulls.
Oingo, I think Oingo Boingo played.
Joe Walsh, I think, was one. Yeah, Joe Walsh, and
I mean,
there's a lot of bands that played in 1982 because they had that concert for 2 years.
That's
And so
right, yeah.
Sometimes John.
Yeah,
Cougar,
he didn't lose his shirt enough the first year. He's like, I should do this again.
Who
He
was
got
it
killed that
had
second
on
that House Festival 3. Took
What
a
was
lot
the
of
name
it was
of that guy that
Wozniak,
took
right?
on?
okay, it was New Wave Day was Berlin, Divinyls, In Excess, Wall of Voodoo,
Stan
Boingo
Ridgway.
Boingo. Yep, Oingo
Yeah.
Boingo.
I was right.
Missing Persons, The English Beat, Flock of Seagulls, Stray Cats, Men at Work, and The Clash.
Wow.
Wow.
And we already
I would have
named
left after
every
Men at
metal.
Work. I like Missing Persons. Terry Bozzio, Dale Bozzio, Patrick Ahern, Warren Cucurullo.
Yeah, Dale Bozio's from around here. She went
Yeah.
to high school in Bellingham.
Terry was Zappa's drummer for a while.
Yeah, that's
Yep.
the whole band, Missing Persons, was Zappa's band.
Yeah, Warren Cucurullo and
Warren,
O'Hearn, like I
Patrick.
said.
I didn't
There
know
was
that.
one other guy, I can't remember his name. Scott Tunes.
Well, Scott Tunis was a bass player, but I don't think it was a Missing Person. There's Patrick O'Hearn that was playing bass.
Who was the
in Missing.
keyboard player? Then somebody else was in Zappa's band, I thought.
Ooh, that's a good. Would that be Scott Jobson? Maybe I don't know. Missing. Now they had keyboards,
yeah.
but I don't remember.
I actually knew Warren pretty well. Warren owns a restaurant in Santa Monica right on Main Street called Via Veneto. It's very good.
Yeah, they had keyboards on the album, but I don't think they had a keyboard player.
Were they a four-piece or were they 4 people or 5?
Oh, geez, past members. Let's see. I want to see what the original lineup was. Okay,
Missing Persons,
current
I think,
members.
was probably 5.
1980, it was Dale Bozio, Terry Bozio, and Warren Cucurullo. Then 81, 85, Dale Bozio, Terry Bozio, Warren Cucurullo, Patrick O'Hearn, and Chuck Wilde played
Chuck
keyboards.
Wilde.
And Patrick O'Hearn took over the synthesizers after that in 86.
I'd say about 20 years ago, I went to the Celebrity Theater here in Phoenix, and I saw Missing Persons, Berlin, and the Motels. It was all
Ooh, Motels
girl
were
rock.
good for 2 tunes.
Yeah, a whole girl rock.
Berlin was good for 4 or 5 songs. I always liked Terry Nunn in Berlin.
Yeah, that was my favorite meat to eat on Friday. None.
Yeah, remember when you said you were going to keep it quiet with the jokes?
All right.
No,
All right.
that's actually a joke.
I'm gonna
from
say
Cheech
this.
and Chong.
Type one in the chat next time, will you?
So there was a little bit of gold with the Laverne and Shirley bit, a
Yeah.
couple minutes ago. You haven't really hit
Oh,
anything.
don't
about-
blame me. Don't blame me. Blame
on,
Cheech
so
and Chong.
Keep it.
That was Stacy Keach.
Oh, you actually plagiarized that?
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, ever since I saw Up in
well,
Smoke,
actually, you know
Stacy
what?
Keach.
Everything is. Everything is. We're
Yeah.
just repeating what we've heard, right? We're still.
But yeah,
All right. Can we,
Yeah, I-
instead of repeating
I
it,
like
can we put it in the chat next time so I don't have to
Yeah.
hear it?
yeah, I like Berlin too. There was that song "Sex." I'm a slut.
Sex is good.
That's
Riding on the Metro was good.
The Metro. I
Yeah,
used to
great.
play that in the band.
Big voice.
Yeah.
Big voice.
I liked her
Mental
voice.
Hopscotch.
Big
That was
step on
that was Missing Persons, Mental Hopscotch, Walking in LA,
Uh-huh.
Damn, you were a Roxette fan?
Destination Unknown.
Oh, that was a good song.
Can you?
Great song.
That was a good
Where
song.
do we go from here? Dum 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 dum. Life is so strange.
They had a
When
pretty
you-
fresh sound for 1980.
Very-
Well,
very
great fucking
80.
players.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
Dane.
And later, Warren Cucurullo went and played with
Duran.
Duran Duran, and he wrote 2 great songs with them. And I don't know if I
Ordinary
told this
World
story
and-
before,
Hmm.
but one time I was sitting with Warren, and I was talking about this song. We might have been at Carruthers' shop at the time. Did I have my acoustic here? Yeah. And I started playing this for him. I was going, you know the song by Duran Duran?
Right.
And he was like, yeah, that's right. But I played it in E. He played it up here. And I said, no, it's in C on the record. He goes, I used a trans trem. It's down 2 whole
okay.
steps. So I thought that was a little cool little trivia.
Oh,
Yeah.
speaking of trivia, Dave, whatever happened to that Collins guitar?
It's in the same place it was the last time you asked.
Been a while since we've had an update on that.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I got to do some more lessons coming up. You know what song I was going to do was, you guys know this one?
Oh, yeah.
Stank.
No. That's
Incubus. What was that?
yeah.
Drive, right?
Incubus. That's Incubus.
Yeah, what is
Drive.
that? What is Oh.
That's a good song
Yeah, that guy
Come on, it's
Mike
really awesome.
Geinsinger
for a
that
modern
played
song.
guitar in there. Mike Geinsinger, he was a good guitar player.
Incubus
You ever
is
see-
actually live.
You ever see
tonight.
his pedal board? This guy's pedal board, he has like 3 or 4 tiers of just all these friggin'
I did
pedals
see
all
that.
over the place.
Yeah, he did a YouTube video, and yeah, he's got overkill of pedals.
Yeah.
But Incubus,
That's a
my
cool
daughter
song.
is going to their show tonight. They're actually in town. My
Thumbs
daughter,
up.
who's 28, is going to that show.
How big of a venue, Jane?
What's that?
Like how big of a place? Like what kind of room or? You know,
What'd she say? I don't know. She didn't tell me where it was at.
like
Yeah.
we have the Orpheum Theater here, and it's like
Oh no, I think it's probably the Marquee Theater that fits about 2,500 people,
There you
maybe
go. That-
3,000 people.
that makes it
Theater
feel like-
show.
20 years ago, right?
Yeah, they are.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
they're
yeah, that's
from
good.
2020.
Yeah, they were my generation for sure.
And they're also with the Rome, the Sublime Rome,
cool.
whatever kind of
Oh
show.
yeah.
Yeah.
Those 2 guys are together. Those 2 bands
Yeah.
are together tonight. At the
Oh, that's a
Marquee.
good gig. Yeah, there's some decent stuff from 20 years ago. You don't have to go back.
That's
40
Stevie
years,
Wonder?
Yeah.
You know,
You're the sunshine of my life.
is that from the song "In the Key of Life"?
I
That was
just
a
saw.
great
I
title.
just saw an ad a second ago. A new Fender Blues Junior. What do you think that goes for nowadays? Take a
Fender
guess. Brand new
Blues
Blues
Junior. $5.99.
$7.99.
Yeah, I'm thinking $8.99.
$7.49
Oh my God.
for a Blues Junior.
I sell them for $400 when I get one. I have one right now for $400.
So wait a minute, the Junior, is that 5 knobs with reverb, or is it 2
Yeah.
knobs?
Yeah.
5 knobs with reverb. Okay. That's a nice sounding amp. It's kind of like little guy, grab and go, industry standard. You know, get a Blues Junior. Most people will love it, especially a pre-owned for $400.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, how long your shop been there?
I've been in this location since April of last year, but I was at my old location for 5 years. So I opened up in June of 2016.
Okay. Wow.
And I just got my buy, sell, and trade license, and I found cheap rent on a spot and just started buy, selling, and trading. Now I have about 300 guitars.
I know, dude. I'm impressed with the shop. That's a nice spot. You get a lot of inventory.
It's a lot of fun to have, and you know, you never know what's going to actually walk into the store. And today a girl brought in a guitar and she goes, "This was my dad's guitar. This was my uncle's guitar. And the string action is too low. I need you to just do a little setup and restring it." And it's a Gibson SG from 1996. It belonged to the guitar player from the Phoenix punk rock band, the Mighty Sphincter. Any of you guys ever heard of them?
No.
Okay, they were big around here in the 80s.
Obviously.
How about Meat Whistle? They were an Arizona band.
Dude, the Meat Whistle, my brother's next door neighbor, his name is Brent. He was in Meat Whistle. So I'm
Because that was the name of one of my bands at the time. Then we found
Meat
out
Whistle
there was
was
a band in
him.
Arizona.
Yeah, there was an Arizona Meat Whistle. I probably have their CD laying around because it's his name was Brent. He was a guitar player, and yeah, they used to play down at the Mason Jar downtown on 24th Street, downtown Phoenix, which was our popular little Phoenix kind of whiskey a go-go for Phoenix. And Meat Whistle would spray water and pour water and just, you know, dump pitchers of beer over, and just your drinks were not safe.
They were punk, right? They were
punk
band.
and that was kind of their thing. Your drink was not safe setting on the table because they would jump on the tables and knock everything over, and that was part of their thing. So you had to hang on your beer real tight. And yeah.
That sounds like fun.
Yeah.
And by fun, I mean the complete opposite.
Now, what about aren't the tubes from Tempe? Oh,
Yeah,
Tempe?
but
They're not San Francisco.
I think they ended
I
up.
think they're LA.
Their fame and fortune was San Francisco. I think is where they.
Yeah, but
got hold of
originally from Tempe, right?
Are they? I thought they were LA guys.
I'm looking right now.
I'm pretty sure.
No, I think somebody from the band.
I think
That says San Francisco-based rock band.
all right, so
Yeah.
these guys, Fee Waybill.
But look up Fee Waybill too. Tell me where Fee Waybill grew up.
Okay.
One of the members was a Phoenix kid.
I thought Fee Waybill grew up in the Valley.
Fee Waybill was born in Omaha, Nebraska.
Okay.
Yeah,
He
go on.
moved. Let's see. Appears blah, 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 long tubes appeared. Blah 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 blah. Waybill moved to Scottsdale, Arizona in the 50s and grew up in Southwest Village area.
Yeah.
He attended Arizona State.
Is that in Tempe?
And
There you
Yes.
go.
Arizona State is in Tempe.
I remember he did an interview on Letterman, and he told his story. That's what I remember.
And what's his birth name is Fee, or did it tell you his real name?
That's for real. That's for real.
John Waldo Waybill, and Fee is a nickname.
Oh, there you go. Waybill is his real last name.
And so he was hanging out in Verde Valley, in
but he
Arizona,
changed the
and
first name.
He got to know his future bandmates, Prairie Prince and Roger Steen in Verde Valley.
Prairie Prince. What a fucking handle that.
He was the drummer, wasn't he?
Yeah.
That's just a great name.
Yeah,
Lucas
play with
Lucas
Zappa
played the solos on two of the great songs. She's a Beauty and Talk to You Later was
Oh, that's him?
Lucas. Yeah.
Oh.
Arizona and Tempe has had a little tiny bit of some music, sort of nothing ever like Seattle, but we had a little Metal Blades sort of stuff, Metal Blade Records popularity with Sacred Reich.
Well, wasn't Caius was Arizona, wasn't it? The sludge doom. Caius, that's what's his face from Queens of Stone Age before Queens of Stone Age.
I don't know about them.
Like
Megadeth recorded I think Megadeth recorded Euthanasia in either Scottsdale or Phoenix.
That's right, because Dave
Probably
lived up
Phoenix.
in Fountain Hills. Yeah, Dave lived up in Fountain Hills, which is 10 minutes up the street, out in the desert.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was Palm Desert, California. So it was in California. It wasn't Arizona. Caius with Josh
And then
Homme.
we had a little 90s sort of the Tempe sound because of the Gin Blossoms.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And so we had the Gin Blossoms and the Refreshments.
Yes.
which is turned into Roger Klein and the Peacemakers.
Yeah.
So we kind of had those two bands. There was a little bar called the Yucca Tap Room down on Southern and Mill Avenue, 3 miles from ASU. And I had a cover band together, and we would play at the Yucca Tap Room every Wednesday night. We were like a house band during the summer. And on Sunday nights, it was the refreshments. And on Sunday night, there was a line of like 200 kids trying to get into this bar because the refreshments were so awesome.
Yeah.
And then we would come in and play Tom Petty covers and stuff on Wednesdays, and we were like horrible. But
yeah, the problem was all the
That's
people
what I
trying to see the
remember from that summer.
refreshments were 450 pounds. They were like, "What the hell is this?" We came here for refreshments.
Refreshments, yeah.
Oh yeah.
This is a fucking band. I want popcorn, jujubes, get them here stat. What the fuck?
But Dave, did you enjoy what was it called? Banditos? Their hit?
I love the refreshments music.
Yeah.
Yeah, the Banditos
That fucking
and
guitar player, man. Oh,
Gurley
sure.
and the Here Comes Another Song About Mexico. They all want to sing about Mexico and being down in.
What was the first song about Mexico?
Yeah, I know.
Here comes another one. What was the first one?
Right.
Don't matter.
You sing a lot of songs about being on vacation in Mexico.
Oh,
You know,
Yeah. They're fun guys. You can just tell it's a blast.
Is
they
Fender's
really are.
headquarters still out in Arizona there in Scottsdale?
No, the headquarters was like a head shop where they sold bongs and stuff. No, the headquarters are gone.
No, Fender's headquarters.
Yeah, Fender's headquarters is in Scottsdale, so it's 10 minutes up the freeway here.
What's the scuttle around there with what do people think about their most recent move with the
Well, I think that was the all the layoffs and all the firing. I think that was the night shift at the factory over in California. So they're just not producing guitars during the nighttime hours anymore. And I think that's what happened. But I haven't talked to my Fender rep, but he actually lives up in Scottsdale and works up there. And I haven't talked to him about it. I need to call him and order a bunch of stands because the Fender stands, I sell a ton of those and I'm out right now. But the only account that I have is an accessories account. So I can buy the picks and the strings and the cables and the cords and the harmonicas, but I haven't gotten to the next tier.
Wait a second. Don't you just use a jobber?
A jobber?
Yeah.
St. Louis Music or somebody like that.
No, usually it was KMC used to be a jobber, then there was Music Core.
Yes, I have an account with KMC Music, and they can get me Washburn acoustics.
No, I'm talking about like all the Fender accessories. You can't get that through there.
I can get them straight from Fender, and
Yeah. Sometimes the jobber you can get a better
the
deal.
next tier. And so during COVID, I asked my Fender rep, his name's Michael. I'm like, hey, what's it going to cost me to get to the next tier where I can get? So it's a Squire tier. So for like a $10,000 opening order, you can get Squire guitars, and then you can get solid state amplifiers, but you can also get Fender branded acoustics. So all the cheap stuff, right?
Yep.
And
Do you want that?
so that's right. I don't even know if I want that. And
The
so
answer is no.
during COVID, I asked my sales rep. He goes, even if you did give us the opening order amount of money, or if you paid for it, we couldn't fill your order right now.
Yeah, but let me tell you why it's not wise to do it.
I haven't done it.
Because who are you competing with? Right now, who do you compete with?
I'm competing with nobody selling
exactly. So you're doing niche used stuff. You're a cool used shop. You have cool stuff, and you're getting this stuff from Phil that people couldn't get. So it's really real, right? But as soon as you go into getting into the Squire market, now you're competing with the internet. Now you're competing with every mom and pop shop, and now there's a reason not, you know what I'm saying, to go somewhere else.
Yeah, to get
I
a
wouldn't pick up
Squire
anything.
Strat, you have to try to sell them for $219.
I
or
wouldn't
maybe
buy
Map
anything
is- Maybe
that
Map is
anyone can get.
$179. Yeah, that's too much for a Squire. I buy
Yeah.
them used for 50 or 60 bucks. I shine them up, I restring them. I
Look,
sell them
if
for
you look at the
120.
successful, if you look at the successful shops around the world are the shops that sell the really, really high end, because they're not competing with Guitar Center. They're not competing. Like, where did you buy your Strat?
Mom and pop.
But which one?
More
Wanna give 'em a plug?
guitars. More.
What is
music.
it?
More guitars. More music.
All right, more guitars, more music. My point. All the shops that do really well do specialty shit that's expensive, that people can't get. And then the other people that do really well are people that sell used and have their ear to the ground on what's coming out, what's used, and getting cool stuff and running a shop like that. The second you start competing with Guitar Center, now you get your work cut out for yourself. And when I say Guitar Center, I mean the Guitar Centers, the Sam Ash, the online stuff.
Sweetwater.
You don't want to get in. I don't think you want to get in that.
Sweetwater's
Yeah,
building
you end up buying a whole inventory of a brand like Tajima, because there's 100% markup on a guitar like that, and guys don't buy them.
No, but the thing with Squire, here's the problem with Squire. They cost, what's the cost of one Squire?
It's probably $119 or something.
And you got to buy $10,000 worth. So now you've got more inventory that you can.
Amps too, so you could get a dozen of the Frontman 25s, or
a dozen. You can get 4 pallets. I mean, you're paying 10 grand. It's like,
yeah, you could get a bunch of stuff. You could get all the Frontman amps.
Let's put it this way. The guy Mike is very clever. We couldn't get it all to you because we're so busy. But basically what happens, if he could get it all to you and dropped it off at your fucking shop, you would have a heart attack going, what fucking warehouse am I going to store all this shit in? Because I can't believe this is $10,000 worth of fucking Squire. You're going to need a fucking
Squire apocalypse.
60,000 square foot warehouse. Listen, I only know because when we did West LA Music, we were Gibson dealers.
Yeah.
And Gibson, your buy-in was 80,000 at that time. That year, and 30,000 of it is Epiphone.
Oh man, yeah.
So it's like people would come in. I'm like, just take it. This says 300. Let me see what we have into it. 120. Give me 130. Get it out of here. No, it gets to the point where it's insane. You're sitting on a wall of shit you're never going to sell. And I just think
it's true.
And at that time, I pitched to the owner. That we could go to if you could buy $80,000 of all Gibson, why not step up to $100,000 and just be a custom shop dealer? Because you could do that. Now you're getting way less inventory. You're making way more money. And you don't have to fucking store and try to figure out what you're going to do with all this stuff. When you said 10,000 of Squire, I'm like, where the fuck are you going to put that?
I know, right?
And then someone comes in and they're going to nickel and dime and be like, who's coming in your place to look for a Squire?
I know it. I know.
Yeah. Especially in the day of people are.
Yeah. That was 2006 to 12.
But I still want to have conversations with these guys and just to kind of so I can think it through,
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. I think that's a tough game for any. I mean, why would a brand like Squire? I mean, unless it's people that buy Squires are either dudes that want to mod it up and they're looking for something cheap.
Right here.
In which case, they're probably going to look used to begin with. Mm-hmm. Or it's going to be the absolute green beginner that walks in off the street because they saw something on TV or YouTube or something.
And let me tell you this. If a Squire goes, what'd you say it goes for 200 and what?
I don't know. Guitar Center's probably trying to get 219 out of a Squire now.
All right. So you do
Squire
somebody
standard,
came in that was a beginner, you could drop that guitar you showed us in the beginning, the Japanese one, for 219 to some little kid, and that kid could learn on that guitar.
Yeah. I still have a lot of Squire stuff, but again, I buy them used at $50 or $60 a piece.
Yeah, that's the way to do it.
Yeah.
And double your money on them.
Yeah.
Clean them up and double, you know.
Now, are those the standards, or is that below the standards, or vintage modified, or deluxes? Or...
I try to price stuff accordingly.
Which
you
one,
know,
Top Dog?
I got a contemporary series Squire over there,
I'm
and I've
familiar
got a
with
couple
those,
what
yeah.
they call the gold label standard series. You know, it has the extra fret, and you know,
Mhm.
Apparently,
No extra
right now
charge
with,
for that extra fret.
apparently right now with Gibson, they have more capacity in their custom shop right now to get orders out than they do in the USA line of stuff. I found that kind of surprising. I don't know that I would buy a Gibson, just a normal. I mean, they're already what, $3,000 for a standard, a Les Paul standard USA line. I mean, you're within shouting distance of a used custom shop at that point.
Right.
It's going to be a better guitar.
Yeah. How embarrassing is that for them? That the custom shop is clearly a better playing instrument than their $3,000 guitar.
My issue that
Why can't they fucking make the $3,000 guitar play good?
well, yeah, anybody can make a good $3,000 guitar. It's how good can you make a $200 or $150 or an $89 guitar? I mean, you give somebody $3,000, that's a lot of money to make a guitar.
Yeah, but
You know?
they're still not making a great one.
Right. And for them, it's all market division. You know what it is. I mean, they're doing it on purpose. But my issue with Gibson Custom Shop, and I'll give props to Fender, is even though they do the reissues of the old stuff, they will still do whatever fret size you want. They'll give you a compound radius if you want it or not. They'll give you the old radius if that's what you want. Gibson's Custom Shop just they try to make the old thing exactly like the old thing with the little medium vintage frets. And
No, they use bigger frets.
go check the specs on a new R9 or R8.
They went back.
Historic vintage frets on this stuff.
Guys, no one's talking about the quality of Squires. Squires are great playing guitars. The point I'm talking about from a sales point of view, what business you're in.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we're not in the business to make hamburgers. We're in the real estate business.
What's that from?
The founder.
Oh, no, I haven't seen that yet.
Luckily there are still those guys that are what they call collectors, and they don't play guitar very well at all. They maybe don't even play at all, but they collect high-end guitars. Because
my favorite Squire was the Squire 52. You guys remember this guitar?
Yep, the black with the white pick guard, and it was selling for
51.
$99.
I'm sorry, 51. Yes.
Yeah, it's selling for $99 when
that was the best Squire ever.
Squire with the telly neck.
Those I know how much they're going for now. I think it's like $350 or something.
ABC, always be closing. Put the coffee down.
Glenn Ross.
Put the coffee. Hold on, let me see.
Coffee is for closes.
Your name's Levine. Yeah. You call yourself a salesman, you son of a bitch?
He's lucky he didn't get shot by him.
Yeah.
That's the best.
Call yourself a salesman, you son of a bitch.
Straight from Gibson's website, the new 1959 Les Paul standard reissue, which goes for $66.99, is historic medium jumbo frets, which are going to be shorter than modern medium jumbo frets. They're small, and by the way, they also put a nylon nut on it.
Yeah, the nylon nut's not bad. I don't mind it.
$300 they're going for. The blondes. I mean the sunburst.
Let me ask Roger from American Dad if he likes those frets.
No.
And there you have it, folks. Roger says it's no. But hold on a second. I was just wondering real quick if my friend Florida can afford that guitar. Florida, it's an expensive guitar. Can you afford that?
Damn.
That's out of her price
She
range.
really wanted that guitar.
It's clearly out of her price range.
You haven't pulled Florida Evans out for a while.
That customer has been disqualified.
Fucking Esterol. My De La Soul. I love Esterol.
We be waltzing.
Yeah,
exactly.
I was about to say that.
How's the soup? Hey Jeff, how's the soup? If it ain't hot, we is waltzing.
But think about that. 60, what I say, $66.99, $6,700. That's not an age. That's just a normal gloss Les Paul. And
Is that list?
that's what they're going to go for on Sweetwater. They've been $64.99. I guess they've upped the price now. They weren't making enough. They weren't covering overhead at that $64.99 price point.
Zim, here's what Dane. Here's what I want you to think about the next time when you're talking to Mike about the Squires.
Okay.
If you decide to pull the trigger on it, the day that truck drops off the pallets of fucking instruments and amplifiers to you, you're going to run out to your car and just like this.
Drive.
Idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot. I'm a fucking idiot.
Thank you very much.
But I will still have a cool band, though. I'll still have a cool band.
No, you won't. They got a repo it.
You're going to be like, what the hell did I just do?
Oh, shit.
These guys are dropping 400 pallets at my fucking house.
Golly.
Seriously, how much? $10,000, and it's $100 a guitar. So 100 is 10, so that's 100 guitars.
Yep.
Let's say it's 80. Get a couple of amps.
Yeah.
80 guitars? What the hell are you going to do with 80 guitars?
What are you going to do with all those?
He's got 300 now, right?
Yeah, I probably have about 300.
Yeah, you don't.
So
It's
he's
just-
mix them in. But I think the buy and sell, the old, trading, that's a good business plan for you. Well,
I kind of
what's
like
your
it. I
what's your
enjoy it.
demographic like there? Like, how far is the college from the store?
You know what? It's guys our age that support this shop.
Cool.
There's a high school within walking distance. Every day at 3:00, all the high school kids walk by. Very rarely do any of them come in, fortunately for me. But it's guys our age that support this store.
Well, that's good. That's very good. Yeah. And that's been there about a year now?
I've been in this location since April of last year.
Oh, okay. All right. That's strong.
In my old store, I was in for 5 years. I spent 5 years at the old store until I finally decided to move over here.
But you couldn't buy and sell at the old place?
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
that's how I
you were doing
started
it the whole
everything
time.
up. Yeah. So I've been in business for going into my 7th year.
Have you had a
These
Joe
prices are
Bonamassa
nuts.
sighting? Has Joe come in for
No.
guitar safari?
No, there was a guy that was trying to get Corey Feldman to come in here the other day.
Yeah, but then you have to get a different guy to get Corey Feldman out.
Yeah.
No, I actually have a friend, and he buys a lot of guitars, and he goes, dude, I want to bring Corey Feldman into your store, and I want to give him this guitar. And it was an old Japanese beat-up Telecaster. And I'm like, for what purpose do you want to do this? What's it? Are you going to be friends with him now? Or why do you want to give Corey Feldman a guitar? And he goes, well, you can have your camera going. We could do a YouTube video about it. And I'm like, yeah, but what good's that going to do us? You know?
It's just so
Corey
friggin'
Feldman.
out there. It's like,
It's
okay,
a
guitar
weird
store. We want to have
Now, it
a
might
guest
do
in
something
there,
if you
Corey
start
Feldman.
asking him some interesting Charlie Sheen questions.
No, no, it'd be cool is if you bring in the dead Corey and give him a guitar.
Right. Now, he's the one that he was the one that was penetrated by Charlie, right?
Or if you can
Am I
interview
wrong?
him about Michael Jackson stories or something.
Really, he fingered. Bad choice of words, but it's no. He actually pointed out Charlie Sheen as being one of his abuses.
Who?
Corey Feldman.
I thought Corey Haim did.
Oh, Corey Haim did.
But I didn't know if
either
Corey
one.
Feldman may have known some of that because he was there back that time, and I think Corey Feldman backs him up.
But Corey has
Charlie
a band
Sheen, that is.
together.
He went in there after.
Yeah,
I'm joking.
and winning.
Man, oh man.
Yeah. If Corey Feldman comes on your show, you definitely got to have him dressed like Michael Jackson the way he used to. I don't know if you've seen him perform at all
Oh,
lately.
don't do that.
Well,
to
he has
anybody.
a new band together, and all
I'm
the
just trying to get your
guys-
channel knocked off YouTube. That's all.
Yeah, all the people in his band are girls. He's got a whole female band, and he's the singer, and so why not? You know, you're already a celebrity. It's something probably kind of fun to do. He probably can't get an acting job anymore, can he? Can Corey Feldman still get movies?
Well, I don't know. It's only
You
been
burnt that
40
bridge.
years since his last one.
Yeah,
What was the last movie he was in? Stand By Me?
yeah.
No, there was
Probably
that
like
one
Dream a
with
Little
he actually
Dream
did that
or-
one with Tom Hanks, where
Big?
the neighborhood was all blowing up and everything.
Oh, the
What was that
Burbs.
one? Yeah.
The Burbs.
Mhm.
He was in there.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wasn't Tippi Hedren in The Burbs? Terrible joke, folks.
that is awful. Oh my God, where's the friggin' crickets?
Oh, wait. No, was it? Oh, Feldman was in Lost Boys.
Yep.
You're eating maggots, Michael.
Had a
That's
good
what,
career.
1989. So we're up there. He was also in
Jason Patrick. Jason Patrick's great in the movie Narc. Have you guys ever seen Narc?
No, I
Jason
didn't.
Patrick and Ray Liotta. I highly recommend it.
Let's see, Corey Feldman. IMDb,
Honestly,
let's
he's
see.
probably had a dozen movies that
Guys, this
he's
show's
made.
gone long tonight, huh?
Since
I
the Burbs.
just realized that I have to eat. Let me
Yeah, we
see
start
something.
talking about Corey Feldman. It's time to. Oh, he's gonna be in Goonies 2 in 2027.
Is he really?
Yeah.
Who 5 years from now?
Yep.
Really?
That's
If he makes it.
unscheduled.
Huh.
Yeah, if he makes it. Yeah, exactly.
Let's see.
Dane, what's your bass? Are you like a
Hey, now.
P bass guy or
Me? Oh, him.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just play a P bass. For a while there, I was taking out a Jackson Dave Elfson model because the band that I'm in, the guitar player, she wanted to play a whole full step down. And this Jackson, for some reason, and it came into the store one day, and I gave some guy maybe $170 for it or something. And I used it for like probably 2 years in the band.
Yeah.
But the last couple of shows that I've played is on a mid-90s, the Black Label Fender Squire Series P bass. And I
Wow.
put a big Jack Daniels sticker right on the pickguard. I spray painted the pickguard black, and I put a Jack Daniels, the label, over top of the guitar. And I have $60 plus a pack of strings into that bass guitar that I'm playing.
Yeah.
And every show, people are like, dude, I dig that bass, bro. And, you
yeah,
know,
yeah.
like, thanks.
Well, what kind of stuff are you doing?
80s throwback.
Oh, cool. So,
Originals and covers.
so you
Yeah.
get these like 30-year-old guys.
50-year-old guys.
Oh,
30-year-old guys occasionally, but we try to do shows where we open up for artists that we opened for Foghat one time.
yeah.
We had the Starship show coming up September 3rd, but Starship canceled. I'm bummed out about that one.
Who fronts
And
that?
we're opening for Striper in November at the Whiskey A Go-Go out in LA. So we'll drive to LA and lose a couple $100 and drive home.
Yeah, but to do a cool gig.
Yeah, open for Striper.
Yeah, sometimes it's the gig,
Right.
Sometimes.
And at my age, I'm trying to get as many in as I can because I'm 60 years old, and you know, how long are you gonna go blow money and be in a band and
I am right
keep the
behind.
band together? You know,
Right.
you never know.
It's a lot of fucking
It's
Oh,
It
yeah.
doesn't get
For
easier.
minimal compensation, you know.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you're upstairs in the green room and you can see Robert Sweet or Michael Sweet and say, "Hey man, I love your music. Thank you so much for all the hard work you've done." And Michael Sweet looks at you and says, "Hey, well, thank you for listening." And then, then you're good. You got a good memory right there.
He's from he lives in Plymouth, Massachusetts.
Oh yeah.
He does?
Yeah.
I got to open up
He like
for
relocated there or something, but they tour, you know.
back in 1995. I got to open up for Badfinger.
Yeah, but
And,
two of the
they were on
guys
the
were.
Apple label. Yeah, Badfinger. They were on the Apple label. In 1995, they had sold 11 million albums on Apple.
But
And
two of the
all
main
broke.
guys in the band have
Yeah,
been dead
Ham
for
and
years.
Evans.
That's right. Two
Yeah,
of the
Ham
main
and
guys
Evans
committed
killed themselves in
They
the late
they killed
70s.
they committed suicide.
But I was
Yep.
backstage, and there was Joey Molland. And I said, "Joey," and just trying to have fun and being the smart ass that I'm, "Did you ever get high with Paul McCartney?" And he looked at me and he said, "No, but me and George used to hang around all the time."
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, so again,
Full
30
response,
seconds
exactly.
in the green room with Joey Molland from Badfinger, and I have a story. So I'm just trying to get little stories like that. And then,
Nice.
and then I tried
All
to
right, guys,
follow
we're
him
going to do this
around.
all again, I think, next week, guys. But we're
Yeah.
running low on time here. I know Joe's reaching his end, and I know Ryan's got to run, and I got to run, and I know Krellbar has nowhere to be. No, I'm just kidding, Krell. I got nowhere else to go. And it's early over there for Dane, so he's going to go get a Dutch oven treatment from his girlfriend.
God.
Waiting in bed
Hey,
for him.
can
I
I
believe
show you a
that's.
picture of my
This is not my
girlfriend really
quote. That
quick?
is, I'm quoting him.
Yes. Let's
Okay,
see
I
the
want to
new
show
one.
you a picture of my girlfriend. And here's the thing about cell phones these days, okay, guys?
Yeah.
Cell phones have what they call filters. And so you can take a photo of a girl and she puts her hair extensions in and all that kind of stuff. And here we go.
Nice.
Okay?
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Not too bad, right, guys?
All right,
Yep.
that's cute. Very
Trust
cute.
me.
Oh wait. Here's
Trust
the
me,
real-
guys. She does. She in real life, she does not look like this. Just between us, okay?
Oh, well, it's on the internet. It's not going away now.
Oh, hi, honey. Look how beautiful you are. If you ever watch this.
No, now I have to picture. Now I have to picture her giving a Dutch oven.
Yeah. We're even now.
All righty.
I'm out.
Let me just say goodbye to everyone. Jerry, thanks for coming on, my friend.
Thank you. It was a great show and tell tonight, guys. Good to see
Thank you.
everyone.
Ryan, thank you so much for coming on tonight.
Good to be
It's been
back.
too long.
Yep.
I'll see you in the conversations about Bingham's defecation and his weight loss. Joe, thank you so much for coming on. I know you had a long day and it was a. Dane, thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you for
Always a
having me.
pleasure to have you. Krellbar, always great to have you as the wingman. And anyone else want to say anything to the crowd before we call this thing?
We
Wrap
love
it up.
you all.
Good,
night,
good time.
everybody.
Dane, nice to meet you. Hope to talk to you again.
Nice meeting you.
Yep.
All right,
See you all
everyone.
next week.
Very good.
Okay, goodbye, Ted.
Goodbye.